Alright. So, let me change this. So what we're gonna do, you guys can give card rankings if you want, but I'm just gonna kind of discuss the cards coming back, how strong they were at the time, you know, like how often do you see them, what I remember of the buckets, like what bucket they were in, and we can just kind of discuss it a bit. So yeah, this is just gonna be a discussion of the expansions that are gonna be returning to Arena, because this, as we know now, is rotating sets. Next week we'll be doing a formal review of all of the new cards, but this is just going to be the cards that are gone and now are coming back. Okay? Sound like a plan? Where do we start? Where's the command? Let me see. Upcoming sets. I don't remember which ones are coming. Basic, Classic, Leave Explorers, Journey to Angoro, Kobolds, and Catacombs. Okay. So we'll start with Kobolds then. Okay. It's gonna take a little while. Feel free to give your input on it too, because you know, you guys might have a different experience than I do. So let's do it. Wait, Rumble too? Rumble's coming back too? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, we'll start with Kobolds. Here we go. Whoops. Barkskin. Barkskin's fine, right? It's kind of meh. It was in a pretty cheap bucket. Not a whole lot to talk about. Not great, not terrible, right? Spellstone, from what I remember, I didn't draft Spellstone all that often. It's also an okay card, but I think in the bucket that they had it in, it wasn't a card that I picked a bunch. The armor synergy didn't pop off very often. Do we have any new armor cards coming to this expansion? I'm sure there will be some, but I don't know how much synergy. That's something we have to think about a little bit. Like, which of the new cards would make some of these cards a little bit better than they were in the past, right? Not for Druid, I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna turn these down a little bit. Not that I know of. Okay, I don't remember seeing any. So, yeah. Okay. Greedy Sprite. Again, not a very good card. Like, it can fit if you're doing like a big Druid thing, and I would actually say that maybe this card will be a little bit better than it was previously, because of the fact that I think the meta will be a little bit slower. So you might be able to get away with playing a 3-mana 3/1, and it might ramp you into your late game. In a way where in the past, it felt like you play this and you just kind of fall behind. It's always, if you draw it late, it just feels really bad, right? Do you think it's unpickable without UI? I don't think it was only UI that would make this good. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be a good card, but it could be a little bit better. I didn't draft it very much in the past, though. So, I don't know if like, it's strictly, no UI, it's going to be garbage, right? What's up, Cairo? All right. Astral Tiger. It's fine. It says 4-mana 3/5. I don't want, like, the way we'll do this so it's doesn't drag on forever is that some cards just aren't that important. We'll just kind of skip through them quickly. It's a fine card. Branching Pass is good. I would say it's above average. It's flexible. And I didn't take it every time, but I took it a decent amount of time. Also, we'll be losing a lot of the buffs, right? So, buff cards might be a little bit more premium, because we're losing the Blessing of the Ancients. I'm trying to remember if we get other buffs back, but yeah, it's a good card. Go to crafting mode? Oh yeah, good call. Yeah, I should do that. Alright, Ironwood Golem. So, 4-mana 3/6 taunt can only attack if you have 3 or more armor. It's okay. Depends on kind of what type of druid you want to draft. But, from what I remember, this card was pretty annoying, right? Like, it was... On turn 4, it was oftentimes kind of hard to deal with. It's a little similar to Proud Defender in some ways. Of course, you can't necessarily make the trades with it, but pretty good card. Oaken Summons. 4 mana, gain 6 armor, recruit a minion that costs 4 or less. It's really bad. It's like terrible. Really, 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 really terrible. What's up, Zaffy? I'm doing a little bit of a card review, so I'm probably going to be focused a little bit more on this than talking to everyone. Unless you guys have stuff about the reveal, or the reveal about the review. Twig. It was too slow. Most of the time, right? Yeah, most of the time it was too slow. Also, legendary, you won't see it much. Fungal Lord is a good legendary, but I didn't take it all of the time when it was offered. But it is a threat, and I think in the bucket they put it in of the legendaries, you can pick it sometimes. Oops, do I have a golden copy of this? Ooh, I do. Sweet. Grizzled Guardian. 8 mana, 3/5, taunt, death rattle, recruit 2 minions that cost 4 or less. This card wasn't terrible, right? Like, I remember it being annoying in certain decks. And, not like a high tier card, but it wasn't bad. Thins the deck pretty well, it was pretty bad. Yeah, I would say I didn't take in a lot of my decks, but if you have the right deck, you can make it work. Yeah. Okay. A good meme card. Oh, baby. So what I'd say from this, these Druid cards are not very impressive. Like, none of those are really all that impressive. Now let's go to Hunter. Candle Shot is great. Like, really, really premium. And, you know, this isn't that old of expansions. A lot of you probably played with it. But, yeah. Great, great card. And I think I almost always pick the first one in its bucket. So, Wandering Monster. This card was better because people didn't play around it correctly. Like, they just kind of go into face when they don't need to. So it's like a lot of 100 Secrets, where I don't think it's that great objectively, but because people make mistakes playing around it, it ends up being pretty good. When it be easier to look at all cards for the class first, you mean like all... I don't have them all in that order, right? This is just the easiest way for me to go through them. So... what's up, Ashupin? How are you doing? Cave Hydra? Eh. It's something you have to think about, because like it's a threat. So you do want to kill it when it's played, but I didn't draft it that highly. If you hit it with like a Houndmaster or something, though, it can be really disgusting. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I instinctively stay away from cards where they're understated, right? Thanks so much, Casey. Hey, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Tier 2 sub. Have a couple grunts. What's up, Casey? We're looking at the cards that are coming back. Coming back for the meta. Flanking Strike. Really, really good. Like, one of the best Hunter cards ever printed, right? Definitely up there. So if you think about, like, Fireplume Phoenix, which is also coming back, this is generally better than that card. Also, the Wolf is a beast, so... Super premium, drafted it, I'd say most of the times it was offered. I don't have a golden spellstone. Oh man, you know what? When I look at this card, I remember back to the times when it first came out, and Hunter was unbelievably broken. Like, people were getting this, and it was 5 mana at the time, with a few secrets, and you would just auto-lose on turn 5 to it. At 6 mana, I didn't draft it all that much. But, yeah, I think it wasn't a kind of mediocre bucket, too, after the changes. So, you know, not a great card after the nerf. Seeping Oozling. Honestly, it's okay. Because oftentimes, with Hunter, you have death rattles like high main. So I remember getting this as like a budget high main quite often. It's a fine card. We don't need to talk about that. It's terrible. It's garbage. It's absolutely horrible. You're not going to get a deck with no minions, so you're paying 6 mana for an animal companion. Don't do it, okay? Haven't played recently, but you know I have to support my boy. New expansion coming, Casey. Maybe you'll come back for it. Well... So now you have to be careful about your placement with Hunter. And crushing walls makes it very annoying. Because what it means is oftentimes you won't be able to position around walls and explosive shot. So you kind of have to figure out which one's worse for you at the time. Which is annoying to do. But it's a good card. Very good card. It is a little slow, but yeah, it's something to think about. Yeah, not too much to talk about. Doesn't really work in Arena. Katharina is obviously great, but ton of stats. But you won't see it that much. I don't want to spend too much time on legendaries. Alright, to the mage stuff. Take off the cap here. Shifting Scroll. It was in a pretty weak bucket. And if you guys have any different experience about the bucket that these cards are in, let me know. But from what I remember, Shifting Scroll wasn't in a bucket where you could, like, never take it. And so, drafting it and having it chill in your hand for a while for potential value wasn't the worst thing. Arcane Artificer, not really an arena card. Like, Armor is very rarely relevant. Spellstone? Okay, so how many elementals are we going to have? I like this card quite a bit at the time that it was in rotation. Because Mage had a ton of them. So, and we're getting, like, the neutral Fire Plume Phoenix back, Tar Creeper. Yeah, like all of the Angoro stuff. I think we did for part of it, Havoc Yash. For part of it. Yeah, Bonfire Elemental. Yeah. So, assuming there are a lot of Elementals, this card is quite pickable. And it's pretty good. Also, it's better in a slower meta. The Bucket Spellstone was pretty bad as well. Yeah, that's what I remember. So that's why I ended up with it a lot. Raven Familiar, very, very good. 2-mana 2/2, a little bit understated. The only bad thing is, like, people will see what spell you draw if you do, but there's not a whole lot you can do about a Flame Strike or a Pyro or something. So, very, very premium card. Runes. Chat, how good was Runes? It was... I remember there was a period where that was a secret that you would default to. Like, when you're thinking about what it is, it was, like, always Runes. But that might have just been because there was an offering bonus. Like, it's a good secret. But, loved Runes Insane. It's very good if you're an aggressive deck, right? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Mage is getting a lot of secret synergies expansion. That's true. Yeah, you're in that 2-drop. That's nasty. The 5-drop. I think it's a 5-drop. Yeah. So secrets for Mage quite possibly will be valued higher in this meta. And Runes is one of the better ones. Okay, Leyline. Leyline's great. So it's a Yeti stats, and reduce the cost of any cards that didn't start in your deck by 2. So if you, like, frequently what will happen is you play like this, get some spells, and then do this. And even without synergy, it's still a Yeti stats with elemental tags, so very, very good. It wasn't a pretty high bucket, though. Chat loves this card, but it's terrible. It's generally 5 mana do nothing, even though chat will be like, Wonders! Do it, Dreads! Go for the Wonders! Yeah! But it's garbage. Okay. Dragon's Fury. Not good in every deck, but good in a control deck. So, and I think its bucket was such that if you had a good deck for it, it was worth it to take it. Because, it wasn't a super expensive card to take. It's kind of a tilting card to lose to. Alaneth, very bad in Arena. You can't really... The fatigue is pretty rough. I had one deck where Alaneth worked, but it was very aggro. So, don't listen to him. Wonders is the best card. Yeah. And, yeah, not really relevant for Arena. Not good. Okay. Jailer. I'm still not convinced that Jailer... I'm not sure if Jailer is a good or bad card, so now we're on to Paladin. I didn't like it much. I didn't draft it much, but there is a decent amount of recruit synergy, right? Like, we're getting the Adapt 4-drop back and stuff. But I never liked it very much. It was bad, didn't like it. I don't know, I always thought it was kind of bad, but then they play it on 2, and it's poor tempo then. But then 3/1/1s to, like, fill out your curve isn't the worst, so... Level Up? Yeah, I think Level Up is Level Up back, chat? I mean, that's a hard card to draft, but... I don't know, we'll see. I didn't draft it very much when it was around at that time. Spellstone. This card was... Honestly, I would say it was a little underrated, because at worst, it's a Frostwolf Grunt, 2 mana, 2/2 taunt, and 1 heal, and it's pretty good. So I ended up taking it because it's in a pretty weak bucket. So I ended up taking a decent amount. I don't know how much healing synergy we'll have, but yeah. Potion Heroism's great. Give a minion Divine Shield, draw a card, it's great. It's in a pretty expensive bucket, but it's a good card. The Benevolent Djinn. At the end of your turn, restore 3 health to your hero. Paladin does have a lot of weapons in this set, like in this cycle. So, you know, it does have that upside, but I don't really like playing 3 mana 2/4s. Ooh, Maul. Maul is great. Maul is very, very good. I didn't take it every time because it is in that, like, premium bucket. I think it's up against, like, Outdoors and stuff. But, yeah, Maul is very, very good. Do you guys remember all the bonus effects? We're needed to get back into knowing these. I think it was, you get 2 1/1s, give your minions +1 attack, give your minions Divine Shield, and Taunt? Was that it? Yeah. Okay. So obviously, like, the 2 1/1... So the Divine Shield is the biggest high roll, oftentimes. The 2 1/1s were the most consistent. Alright. Call to Arms. Oh, I disenchanted it because it was extra dust after it got nerfed. Not very good in Arena. Yeah. Especially at 5 mana. Crystal Lion. This card's quite good. Because it... Just one Silverhand Recruit means you can play a 5 mana 5/5 with Divine Shield. So that's fine, right? And even if you play it on turn 6, it's not the end of the world, so pretty good. And every now and then you get cheese with them having a bunch of Silverhand Recruits and then dropping this. Ugh. So there's Level Up. I didn't draft it much in Arena, but it is a threat. Like, you're going to want to kill Silverhand Recruits, for sure. Valinir is very good. It is an expensive bucket. Like, I think, if I remember correctly, the problem with Valinir is it's in, like, the Tyrion and Tarim bucket, right? and anything up against Tarim, like, you just don't pick it, right? Because you always take Tarim. But anyhow, Linessa, if you have enough spells, it could be worth it. But it's not a great card on its own. Okay, on to Priest. Psionic Probe, okay. It's a fine card. Like, I don't rate it super highly, I don't rate it super low. Dragon Soul, pretty much unpickable. Gargoyle, meh. Pretty bad. Twilight Acolyte, how many, so how big is Dragon thing? Or how big is Dragon Synergy gonna be, chat? Like, how much are we getting? Have they announced that much for the new expansion? Because this card's obviously nutty if you can get the Dragon Synergy. There should be more than we have right now, but... Oh yeah, Dustbreaker, yeah. But Dustbreaker on its own isn't really enough. I'm trying to think of all the other ones. Oh yeah, Prime Drake, yeah. Oh man, Prime Drake. Oh boy. Anyhow, if you do have Dragon Synergy, this card's probably worth it. But it's not in a cheap bucket because they know it's going to be powerful. Twilight's Call is in a weak bucket, and it's not that bad. Like, okay, I should rephrase that. It is pretty bad, but it can be a value generator if you need one. So I don't hate the card. Oh, is Scorcher back? Okay. So yeah, if there are a lot of neutral dragons in, this card could be pretty good. Elixir is very, very good. So trying to remember again the different options. So Elixir can give you +2/2 with Divine Shield. Divine Shield's the best one. Summon a 1/1 copy of it. Give it Death Rattle, return this minion to your hand. Is that the 3? Did I miss any? I think that's all of them. Oh, Lifesteal, you're right. Yeah, Lifesteal too. Yeah. Okay. But good. Good card. Wasn't in a cheat bucket, though. Yeah, there's Dustbreaker. So obviously, like, if... Dustbreaker is one of those things where, obviously, the more you have, the better it gets. So if you manage to draft a couple of these, it's so disgusting. Oh, man, Priest is going to have Dustbreaker with Scream, with that new AoE card. They're also going to have Excavated Evil. They're still going to have Holy Nova. Oh, God, man. Ugh, Priest. And I like Priest, but I don't like those cards. Spellstone. Not great, but in a slower meta it will be better if you aren't drafting as many 2-drops and stuff. You have a higher chance to hit good things. If you upgrade it, it's not terrible. Oh, God, I hate this card. I remember having a lot of conversations with Shady about this card, because Shady didn't really think it was that problematic. Like, he knew it was powerful, but he didn't think it was problematic, and I hated this card. I hated the design of it. I just... Because there's not a whole lot you can do to play around it, in my opinion. But anyhow, it's very powerful. One of the best, like, best AoE removal cards there is. Garbage. You should... So the thing about Temporis, for anyone who didn't play a lot of this time, if you generate this card, you should think long and hard about playing it. Like, most of the time, it's better to not play it. It's that bad. Okay? Because they get the 2 turns first. Alright. On to Rogue. Kingsbane, not very good. Like, it's very unlikely you'll have the draw engine to draw it again. And, I don't know, I just don't like 1 damage weapons when you already have the Rogue hero power. It's in a bad bucket, too. Shiny Finder's pretty decent. To think about all the different weapons we'll have in this set, but I'm sure there are a few okay Rogue weapons, and this card's not bad. Oh, we get the Rogue Secrets back. That's too bad. The Rogue Secrets are terrible. Cheat Death is probably the best one, because you can kind of set it up. And it can be okay, but in general, they're just terrible. So there's that one. Evasion's garbage. Like, just garbage. Sudden Betrayal can work, but it's bad, too. All the Rogue Secrets are pretty bad. This card is bonkers. I have to think about what new cards we're getting with this. Oh god, like Reborn cards? Oh god, yeah, I remember this in Giggling, but like the Reborn cards are gonna be disgusting, right? Yeah, Lackeys too? Yeah. Oh god. Anyhow, it's, it's a legendary, but from what I remember, I picked it a lot. Like, in its bucket, it was good back then, so... 5-minute 3-5 rush. There's a lot of good cards with it. Yep. Ooh, Minstrel. Minstrel's good. If it's a slow meta, then Minstrel's even better. What you don't want to do is coin this out. Like, I see that too much. This is a value card, not a tempo card. So don't, unless your hand is just terrible, don't be doing the coin Minstrel play. It's really bad. But it's good. It's a good card. I love this card. I don't know why, but something about pulling some spooters. The thing about it is it's in the bucket up against cards like Vilespine. And it's pretty hard to take it over Vilespine. Like, Vilespine, if you get it against the other cards, you can kind of make an argument for it, but that doesn't mean I won't do it, because I like playing with this card, but yeah, you don't see it as much because of what it's up against. Yeah. Illusionist, pretty bad overall, but sometimes you can get some memes going with it, but it's not a very good card. Spellstone almost always just destroys 1. It's in a bad bucket, though, from what I remember, or a fairly weak bucket, so if you're desperate for removal, it's not the worst thing. But, yeah, it's... Playing 3 Death Rattle cards to get the upgrade is pretty tough. Alright. On to Shaman. Oh, this is returning? Oh, that makes me happy. Well, when I'm playing it. I mean, I like playing it. It's one of the strongest cards probably ever, right? Like, Unstable Evolution's insane. Because it doesn't say Echo, but it's Echo. Like, you can play it as many times as you have mana for. So, it's very dangerous to leave Shamans with things up. Alright, Crushing Hand. Deal 8 damage to a minion, overload 3. It was okay. It was in a fairly high bucket. It is a lot of overload, but it's solid removal. I like the card. Not as good as Hex, but still good. Yeah, I mean... It's fine. It's not that good. But it's not... It's in a pretty bad bucket. Don't need to spend too much time on that one. So this card's in a bad bucket, and I gotta say that this card, I remember popping off with it a lot. Just because there are a lot of Battlecry cards, and it also has Elemental Tag. So, wait, are we getting Bone Mare back? Because I remember doing it with Bone Mare. Bone Mare is coming back, right? Or no? No? Oh, okay, no Bone Mare? Okay. KFT? Okay. Anyhow, but there's a lot of combos with this, because Battlecry cards are pretty common in Arena. Yeah, Fungalmancer, that's a good one. Yeah, Fungalmancer with this. Yeah. Yep. But, you know, you need to have the right cards for it. Healing Rain's garbage. And you know what's even more garbage in Healing Rain? Giving your minions Death Rattle summon a random basic totem. That's even more garbage. Wind Shear Stormcaller. Battlecry, if you control all 4 basic totems, summon Alakir. It's generally just a 5-mana 5/5. But that's okay. Like, it's okay, and by taking it, you have the chance to dream, right? Dream big. And we all like to dream a little bit in life. Grumble. Grumble's good. It isn't a pretty high bucket, but 6 mana 7/7. The idea is that you return stuff to give you value. Or, Fire Rally for an extra 3 damage or something. It can be a little awkward to play at times, but it's definitely a good card. It's impossible to get all 4 basics. It's really hard, yeah. Like, I maybe have summoned it, like, once in all the time playing with it. For the Stormcaller, yeah. Spellstone? So the thing about Spellstone is obviously it's in the meta with this card. So I remember using Crushing Hand to upgrade it quite often. And if you play it for 2 minions, it's not that bad. It's obviously, it's not strong, but it's an okay card. Rune Spear? It's okay. It's up against better cards, though, from what I remember. And obviously there's a lot of RNG involved. Alright, moving on to Warlock. Garbage. Got nerfed. Really garbage. Librarian is great. Really, really good. Oh, God. We're going to have this thing. And we're going to have that 4-drop. The 3/5. That when your hero takes damage, summon a 3-drop, right? Yeah. So that's going to be annoying. That's going to be really annoying. Yeah, and Spellstone too. Yeah. But this card's very, very good. Yep. And Homunculus too. Yeah, another good card and triggers that synergy. Wonder how often we'll see that 4-drop though from the new set. Pretty terrible. Like if you have to discard your whole hand, it's hard to come back. So super strong. It is an expensive bucket, but Hooked Reaver is great. I mean, worst case, you tempo it as a 4-mana 4/4, and 7/7s for 4 mana, we know are good. So, yeah, Spellstone. So Spellstone, I took it a lot. And how many new self-damage cards are we getting in the expansion? How many have been announced so far? I know there have been a couple, right? There have been 3 announced already? The right deck is fantastic, and the raw deck it's eh. Yeah. I mean, basically, if you get 1 upgrade, it's quite good. Mad Bomber. Spellstone was an auto pick whenever it was not accessed to file. Was it an auto pick? I think in a certain kind of deck, but 2 damage lackey. Oh god. And yeah, it's a good card. And it's very good in the right deck. Terrible in Arena. Generally terrible in Arena. Rin is... Okay, so here's the thing about Rin. What's up, Brian? Hello. The thing about Rin is it's up against better legendaries a lot of the time. Like, even in a slower meta, I don't know if it's going to be slow enough for Rin to be great. It just takes too long to get all the seals off, and people end up playing it and then trying to seal you, and it doesn't work. Voidlord is great. It isn't a very high bucket, but it's great. Really, really strong card. Very annoying to get through all the Voidwalkers after. Warrior. Garbage. Absolute garbage. We don't need to talk about it. Dry Whisker armor was honestly okay. Like, I remember it saving me sometimes, and as a 2-mana 2/2, it's not the worst thing. So, yeah, it's not that bad. Barbarian? Barbarian was pretty bad, right? Like, you might look at it and be like, oh, 3-mana 4/4, but it was pretty bad. Because the fact, you don't even get to target it. Like, with the ogres, at least you get to send it in the right general direction. So you have a chance to win the 50-50 and just hit the right thing immediately. This thing just does its own thing. So it was pretty bad, from what I remember. Very hard to make work in Arena. Yeah, from what I remember, it wasn't that good. Pretty bad. Quite bad. This card's pretty good. Oftentimes you won't have, like... Oftentimes it stops aggro and you won't have armor up to attack with it, but that's okay. It's just an annoying thing in the way. So, it walked a love reckless for you, really? Interesting. Oh, I didn't show the golden one. Here's the golden one. My bad. Shield. I didn't like Shield. I think like Collins or some other people were pretty high on Shield. But it just felt so bad when you got the one that just gives you armor. So what are the options? It's armor, Arcanite Reaper weapon, deal 5 damage or summon a 5/5 golem. Is that all of them? Shield wasn't a bad bucket. Yeah, but I remember I still didn't draft it that much. So you're doing well. You owning in TFT? Feels good, man. Climbing.
First place.
Yeah, bad bucket, though. Spellstone. If it's a slower meta, Spellstone should be quite good. And the important thing about Spellstone is it's equip a weapon. So any card that gives you a weapon, like a Wrathy Weaponsmith, or, cards of that nature, they count for it. Oh, you know what I remember doing with this? Oh, I remember discovering this as a rogue, like from Generation Effects. Not discovering it, but like adding a random card or whatever to your hand. And then the rogue hero power counts with it. That was fun times. You just like auto lose to that. Yeah, I mean, live wire weapon, there's gonna be, I'm sure we have to see how many weapons there are, but there's always a good number of warrior weapons, so. Yeah, hallucinate. Yeah. Same with Druid's Twig, right. Yeah, same idea, because you can dagger to break it, right? Yeah. Yep. I drafted Yip a few times. It's hard to have enough armor for him to be great, but I do remember playing with him every now and then. Because it all depends on... Well, so Ryan, with some of these cards, we know the bucket. Like, at least we know what it used to be. They might change it, but my guess is it will be similar to what the bucket used to be. So I vaguely remember, like, what buckets they were in, and how often I was to pick them. Woe Cleaver... It wasn't terrible in the big warrior strategy. It's a little expensive, but yeah, not great, but not awful kind of thing. Definitely lost this card a few times. Yeah, it can be okay in the right deck. Good in the worm meta? Yeah, for sure. Okay. And now onto the neutrals, which is of course where we'll probably see the most of the cards, right? Dire Mole is very good. 1 mana, 1/3 beast. Gets a little bit of a buff, or a bump in Druid and Hunter, obviously, because of the beast tag. Gibber, it's a bit of a meme card. Like, chat loves this shit. It's okay. Like, it's a 1-drop that can be annoying. And sometimes people overreact, too, when they see it. They're like, oh, crap, coin ping, get rid of it. So it's not terrible. Oh, Snuffle Snout. I have to say, I didn't hate this card as much as some people. Like, it's a little bit better in, like, a Rogue or something. Because maybe you can dagger it down. But it's not good. Like, it's a bad 1-drop. Always summons itself. Waxelly, really bad bucket. But yeah, it's in a bad bucket. It's not a very good card. Does have the elemental tag, though. Ooh, Beetle. So from what I remember about Beetle, is I didn't take it that often because it was in a high bucket. And so I didn't really like paying that much for a 2-drop, from what I remember. Like, certain classes get more benefit from it, yeah, like Warlock. But, I remember it being a little expensive to take. Yeah. Scorpomatic. This card isn't good, but it's in a crap bucket, and I ended up taking it a lot because again, we're going to be in a meta with Basilisk, Gastropod, things like that, and having this hit one of those. Are we getting the 1/5 poisonous minion back too, guys? Do you know the one I'm talking about? The 1/5 taunt. I can't remember the name of it. Do you know what card I'm talking about? Yeah, Trog. Trog Gloom Eater. Is that card back? Yeah? Yeah, so I remember this hitting that every now and then, things like that. And then, yeah, Stonehill's coming back, etc. Yep. Bard. Very Like, I would say bad, but not... Yeah, it's pretty bad. You need the right deck for it, and even then it's not that good. Oh, I hate this card. Man, I wish these cards didn't come back. Like, it's just such a... I get there's going to be dragons. Dragons are really strong, but it's one of those really feels bad ways to lose. Like, you drop a dragon, and they just happen to have this, and then they kill your guy. And from what I remember, I took it almost every time. Because it wasn't a good bucket, but not like an insane bucket. And it's just like, man, what? This doesn't need to be a thing. Anyhow, it's good, though. Sadly. Stupid card. Fungal Enchanter. This card was fine. I liked it. Like, if you're ahead on the board, get some healing value. Not a premium card, but okay. This guy also wasn't that bad, from what I remember. Make a ban list and send it to Ixar. Yeah, I could think about it. I don't know if they'd listen, but there's a few cards like that one, for example, that I just would rather this thing didn't come back. It was in a bad bucket. Oh, the Apprentice? Yeah, it was in a pretty bad bucket, and some classes can't ping very well. So I remember drafting it a lot. Lone Champion. Very good in certain classes. So, like Rogue, right? Because Rogue, you can dagger and then play this on 3. It was good in most classes, I would say. But definitely very good in Rogue. Yeah, Premium 3. Yep. Taunt and Divine Shield can protect you if you die. And I remember, like, wiping the board sometimes with it and then playing. Yeah, what's up, Ziply? How are you? But yeah, very good card. And pickable, right? I think the bucket it was in a good bucket, but again, I picked it a lot. Generally terrible. Certain classes can make some use of it, but generally terrible. Sewer Crawler, it's fine. A 2/3 and a 1/1, right? Like, it's below average 3-drop, but it's not the worst. I like this card a lot. What's the sound? It's like... Something like that. Anyhow, you'll have to wait and hear it, but it's got a great voice line. And it's pretty decent, because you can high roll it, even if you're behind on the board. Generally, it's much better if you're ahead on the board, because you're able to protect it, and like a random 1 cost every turn is a lot of value. So, anyhow, crafted for the voice line. Oh god, Basilisk. So this card is like, you know, I like it. It's good. This card's like insane. So it's almost too strong because it really punishes classes that don't have a ping. Because if you can't even, like, it's gonna get like 1 kill probably, but if you don't have a ping going back in, it feels so bad, and it gets protected behind a taunt and stuff. Ugh. Anyhow, very good card. Do you think it's weaker now? Why? I don't see a reason why this card would be weaker. What about the upcoming meta would make Basilisk weaker? I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Yeah, I mean, dropping this on 4 a lot was better than playing your other 4-drop. So, yeah. Terrible. Just when you think this thing might be able to attack, it doesn't get to attack. It's garbage. A bit weaker because of lackeys, maybe? Yeah, maybe. 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 I don't know. Because the meta is faster? I mean, the meta is going to be slower, I think, for the new expansion, right? Than the current one? Void Ripper's good. Quite good. So it's like an AoE Alchemist effect. Crazed Alchemist effect. And quite pickable, too. Zola, it's fine if you need a little bit of value. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Disciple is quite good. So this card is basically Reborn, right? Yeah, just say Reborn. Well, I guess not, because the Revenant's a little bit different. But anyhow, it was pretty good. Obviously better against certain classes, but it was pretty good. Was worse after Scorcher came out? That's true, yeah. And we're gonna have Scorcher in the set with this, right? Yeah. Yep. One of the bad dragons. So this is like from dragon generating effects. This is like the low roll a lot of the time. Oh, Hoarding Dragon. All I can think about when I see Hoarding Dragon is the goddamn Dragon Slayer. Because like sometimes you'll end up taking this card and then they'll Dragon Slay it on curve and you're like, well, shit. Oh, it happens so many times. Like, you think I'm exaggerating, but I probably got my Hoarding Dragon slayed probably like 20 times, if not more, during my time of playing. It's like the worst feeling. Anyhow. But the thing is, it's not unpickable, Lester, because, like, the bucket it's in has some crap cards. So, anyhow. Monk's pretty good. And from what I remember, for some reason, Monk was slightly under-bucketed. Like a 4-mana 3/6. This text is rarely relevant, but just a 4-mana 3/6 is good. So I picked this card a lot, like every class. This is garbage. This is garbage. Garbage man. Shroomburr. Ah, this is our sub sound, guys. Bubblies and yummies. Very good, too. Very good arena card. And a great voice line. So I drafted a lot. Very, very good card. Kind of similar to Earthen, but I like it more than Earthen. Sneaky Devil's in a crap bucket, but it's a crap card. It gets a little bit better in classes like Shaman or Paladin, but it's pretty bad. Just no. Just don't do it. You might think, maybe you're feeling a little bit lucky, right? Maybe you're like, well, maybe today's my day to draw the candles. You never draw the candles. So don't ever draft the darkness. It's garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Arcane Tyrant, better in some classes. So like Mage, or at the time, Druid. I don't know about right now, but it was okay in certain classes. And I didn't pick it a lot, but there is a chance that it procs. Cube. Huh, so Cube is... Are we getting any really cool... Oh god, like Cube with some of the Reborn stuff. Oh no, wait, that's gonna be dumb. Oh god. Because we're getting a whole bunch of these Reborn cards, right? Cube was always dumb. So Cube was a card that it took me a while to get... Like, I know it's powerful, but sometimes losing the tempo would really cost you, but... I think in this meta coming up, it's going to be really disgusting. Like, all of these Reborn cards are just... Ugh. But again, it's more of a reason to keep clearing stuff. So... Clear, clear, clear. Clear, clear, clear. Clear, clear, clear. Sludge. It's fine. It was pretty good at the time. Like, I think... In the time where it was in rotation, I almost never passed it because you have things like Vine Cleaver, right? And Vine Cleaver, you know, hitting this on a Vine Cleaver can save you. So, and we still have a lot of powerful weapons. So I think Sledge will probably be picked a lot. What's up, Swifty? Hello. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, no. I do remember that Xerxes tried to do. Yeah, so this card is like... It's one of those meta-defining arena cards, because... Like, you do not want to leave up 2 minions going to turn 5, even if they look like they're not going to be that much of a threat. Yeah, Mushroom Power, super strong. And I don't think they ever quite got the bucket right. They did increase it, but I think it was still picked a lot. So, yeah, very, very, very good. Basically garbage. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Jelly? Jelly is okay. It's kind of like a mini Hogger. It was alright. Right? Like, it was a good card, but not great, I would say. Annoying. Yeah. And it could save you a lot of the time. It was picked quite a bit. Yeah, definitely. You'll see a lot of jelly. Jelly. Guild Recruiter. I remember drafting this card quite a bit. Because it's in a bad bucket, and even if you low-rolled it, it oftentimes wasn't that bad. So, yeah, depending on... Again, it depends on the buckets, but I think this card's okay to pick in a lot of decks. Oh, yeah, here. So we know. Trog is back for like, the 1/2 that kills one attack minions. Yeah, so Trog was good, right? Trog was quite good, from what I remember. It was much better than the 6-drop. There was a 6-drop, 2/5 poisonous. But the taunt on this made it pretty good. And it wasn't in a very expensive bucket, so... Explain the recruit mechanic? Oh yeah, so the recruit mechanic basically means you pull a minion from your deck. And it's gone from your deck. It's not a copy of it. It takes it out of your deck and puts it onto the board. So, with Recruit, things like Battlecry minions are going to feel a little bit worse because you don't get the Battlecry, right? Oh, Venomancer was also 5? Okay, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Etten. Alright, Chad, who's ready for your Etten pulling the Patient Assassin? Oh, I am. Oh, whew, those are good times. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, or a Doomsayer? Yeah. Yeah, but it's overall pretty solid. Yeah, or Snail, yeah. I mean, Snail you could oftentimes deal with, but... Yeah. Corridor Creeper. I remember when this card was a 5/5. Look at the text on this card. Can you guys... It was... Or, yeah, can you believe this was a 5/5 at some point? What the hell? So Creeper wasn't picked that often after the nerfs. But it's pretty good in things like Shaman, because with Unstable Evolution, it's kind of similar to the Conjurer's Calling effect, where you can just have it early and then Conjures it and just kind of win, which is, you know, I don't love, but in general, it's not that good as a 2/5. Just let me change your mind back. Well, no, that card's always there. Let me change your mind is a base or classic card, right? Pretty garbage. In a meta with Worm, like sometimes it sees some play, but it's pretty garbage. Spiteful Summoner. I remember drafting a decent amount on Druid. just because of the bucket it was in. And Mage, sometimes you can make use of it. It really depends on the class. Archivist. I didn't draft it very often. I think in certain classes like Priest, it's actually kind of pickable, but not very good. Garbage. I don't want to spend time on that one. Oh boy. So this is the scribe of the upcoming meta, right? Such an annoying card. I hate this card. Because it's very similar where it's 7 attacks, you kind of have to deal with it. But how the hell do you deal with it? You know, like, just poly at forehead. Wait, I'm not playing a class with poly or X. What do I do? Sap it. I don't have sap. Lose. But yeah, it's very, very annoying to deal with. We will have Scorcher, but that's not really enough, right? Like, it's still, you have to kill the 7/7 too. But yeah. Also always underbucketed. Yeah, I took it pretty much every time. Yep. Generally bad. O-Card's really good most of the time. It's just so much stats, and generally you'll have enough 1, 2, and 3 attack minions to make it work. So O-Card's a good legendary. Sleepy Dragon is fine. I think it was in a pretty pickable bucket, so I took it quite often. Not like insane, but yeah, it's a pretty good card. Dragon Slayer, hit it with, I have double Dragon Slayed this. That's for sure. I've done that. Okay, upcoming sets. What's next? Oh, I guess I'll just go down the list, huh? So Ungoro next. Okay, we're back. We back. Earth and Scales. Let's do it. Ungoro, baby. Ungoro. Journey to Ungoro. Rip Ben Broad. Okay, Earth and Scales, it's a cheap bucket. It's not that good, but sometimes I would take it just because it's in a cheap bucket. We're not going to talk about quests because they're not in Arena. I love this card. Oh, it's so fun. I had a lot of fun with these Ungoro cards. So this card's quite good because generally a minion with 5 or more attack will be a high cost minion. So there are some exceptions like Magma Rage or whatever, but it's quite a good card. I like it. It was an expensive bucket though. You couldn't take it every time. Long Neck, I didn't draft it very often because it just felt so bad if you didn't have this effect. Oh, I guess we should talk about Adapt, right? Because people probably don't know what Adapt is. Yeah. Let's start. So Adapt is a... It's the best way to say it. You get to choose a modification for the minion based on the situation. So it's kind of like a Discover, where you'll get 3 options, and you pick one of them. Some cards you can adapt twice, but yeah, like it gives you 3 options, and you pick one. And there are how many total? There's 9 total? 9 or 10? Crap, I don't remember all the different ones, but there's we can do it, right, chat, together? There's +1/1. There's +3 health. There's +3 attack. There's Wind Fury. There's Stealth. There's Untargetable. There's Divine Shield. What am I missing? Taunt. Taunt. Poisonous, yeah. Is that all of them? Oh, and the Death Rattle. Yeah, the summon the 1/1 Death Rattles. Yes, that's all 10. I think. Yeah. Anyhow, I like the Adapt mechanic because it requires you to think about what's best in that situation. So, this card it's kind of a board buff, right? So it's not real reliable, but if you're doing a tokeny druid, it can be okay. It's in a really shitty bucket, so sometimes I'd pick it. Spell Shifter. Spell Shifter is pretty good. So either a Sinjin or a 5/3 stealth. So, pretty good. Living Mana. So Priest is going to have 2 beats to this card, huh? This card is generally really good because it creates a ton of board pressure. And, you know, obviously Druids have the threat of Savage Roar. So very, very good card. There are some notable beats like Scream, Mass Dispel, the new Priest card, which is the same thing, right? Like the 9-cost one. What is it? Yeah, Silence and whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's very good though in general. Like there are Devolve too. Like there are some beats, but generally it's a very good card. Plague of Death. Okay, yeah, the Priest one. Yep. Verdant Longneck was pretty good. You get Divine Shield. You get a Crusader, right? Pretty good. Solid card. Terrible. Giant Anaconda, you almost never draft it. Like, you'll generate it from like a Forager or something, but it's bad. Tyrantus, it's a bit too slow, right? Like, I don't think I draft it all that often. It is hard to deal with, but it's kind of too slow. Okay, Hunter. Oh, boy. Jeweled Macaw returns. Oh, that makes me happy. I love this card. Kind of like Forager, right? So fun. And very good. It is in a top bucket, but I took it almost every time. Huh? No, I got crafting already clicked. Because you can see these, right? Raptor Hatchling. I think, right? Don't I? Yes. Yeah, I can see her. Raptor Hatchling. 1 mana, 2/1. Death Rattle, shuffle a 4/3 Raptor into your deck. So generally it's just a 1 mana, 2/1. I would say that like the 4/3 though, like sometimes you'll have ways to draw it. Are we getting that 5-drop back? The Tol'Vir or whatever? The one that like pulls the 1-drops? Is that card returning? Because sometimes you'd meme on people with that. But oftentimes like if you draw in the late game, you'd rather it wasn't a 4/3. So yeah, that card's back. Same set? Okay. I don't like this card that much though. But sometimes you'll play it and then draw it immediately. Razor Maw is one of the best 2-drops ever printed. And it's one of those cards where even though it's in the top bucket, like it's hard to find cards that are of a similar power level. So yeah, we'll go back to Stampede. I miss Stampede, but that card's kind of unimportant. Like no one gives a shit about Stampede. But this card's great. It's insane. Like in Hunter, you get enough beasts to make it proc a lot, and it's great. Yeah. Oh, Stampede. That's a card. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't draft it. Maybe the meta will be a little bit slower, but it's bad. Dynamancy. Again, you know, we don't exactly know what the meta is going to be like, but this card was terrible. Like, terrible. Hunter hero power is kind of how Hunter works, and in Arena, there's no guarantee you're going to have enough beasts to... Well, most of the time you won't have enough beasts to make this work, so... Awful. Garbage. Grievous Bite's pretty good. Cheap removal. Yeah. Yep, I drafted it quite a bit. Terrascale Stalker. Trigger a friendly minion's death threat. Okay, so that won't trigger, like, Reborn. Because it's a different keyword. This card was kind of underwhelming from what I remember. Like, most of the time it was just a 3 mana 3/3. And it was bucketed accordingly. Oh yeah, here's the Tol'Vir Warden. Yeah. So if you do have this card, Battlecry, draw 2 1-cost minions from your deck with like this, it can be okay, but I don't hate this card. Because in Hunter, you do draft a decent number of 1-drops, and having a way to pull them out of your deck later in the game isn't terrible. You have to play a 5 mana 3/5, but I remember drafting a decent amount. Swamp King, summon a Gastropod from your opponent's hand. It doesn't always do that, but I was always scared of this card because of drafting it you know, just every time you play, you're like, well, here comes a Poisonous minion. Yeah, Swamp King Dreads, I know. Yeah, it's good, though. It's still good, I would say. Alright. Mage. Oh, man, Mage has some broken cards, right? This was a pretty good expansion for Mage. Starting off with Arcanologist. And we already talked about this a little bit earlier when we were talking about runes, but secret mechanics might get a little bit of a bump with some of the powerful cards that are being printed for Uldum, because those cards will also have offering bonus, but this is very good. 2 mana, 2/3, so good stats and a powerful effect. Flame Geyser, very good too. Very good too. It gives you elemental synergy with the 1/2. 2 damage is oftentimes enough. Quite a good card. And in a good bucket, though. I think it's like up against Frostbolt and stuff, so. Glyph. Alright, so let's think about this one, chat. How good will Glyph be? Do we think it'll be better or worse than the... Like, I feel like Glyph started out really insane, and then as they added more expansions, it got a little bit worse. How do we think Glyph will be in this upcoming expansion? You never took it because it was up against Meteor? Oh, Glyph? Yeah, I mean, Meteor you always take, but it wasn't always up against that, right? Glyph is slightly worse still, but awesome, though? I didn't take it very much back then. I felt like it was oftentimes not worth it, but... Yeah, it's a strong card, it's just in a high bucket. Pyros. Yeah, so it's a legendary. You won't see it all that much, but this card was the birth of a meme. The Lightforge rated it as the first, I want to say it was the first 300 rated card. And I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. So it was kind of the birth of a meme. And then they held off on dropping its rating down for a long time. But it's good. Like, it's quite good. You get... So, it dies, and then it comes back as a 6/6... Or, it returns into your hand as a 6/6. Then when the 6/6 dies, a 10/10 comes to your hand that you can play. And they cost that. So 6 mana, 6/6, 10 mana, 10/10. So it's a lot of value, and it triggers elemental synergy. Tempest, quite good. 2/1. Generally, a mage spell is better than drawing a card. So, and again, the elemental tag, which is quite valuable. Quite a good card. Molten Reflection, honestly, wasn't that bad. It's in a pretty weak bucket, and like you hit it on a 4 or 5 drop, and it's pretty solid. So, oh yeah, Mana Bind, I'll go back to that. So it's not good, but it's okay. Mana Bind is it's okay. It's worse than Counterspell, right? Isn't that fair to say? Like, it's a worse Counterspell, but we aren't gonna have spare parts, right? Because GVG's gone. So it's okay. But I was never a huge fan of this card. Poor Man's Counter, yeah, I don't know. Steam Surger is great. Great. So you get a Flame Geyser, and if you remember, that's the deal 2 damage, and then you get a 1/2 elemental in your hand. Very, very strong card. If you have elemental synergy, it's definitely worth it. And then this was the card that I put in my tweet today. Oh yes, good old Meteor. How about a card that deals 15 damage to a minion and then 3 damage to adjacent ones? If you notice my positioning, like I think I really am forever scarred by Meteor. I will position around Meteor forever, and that's okay because Meteor's returning soon. Yeah, it's insane. Almost always the pick. Yes. AoE and single target removal, right? Adaptation. Adapt a friendly minion. My opponents always get poisonous on their 1/1s, and I get stealth. That's how this card works, but it's not very good. It wasn't a cheap bucket, but I still didn't draft it that much. I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't know, Joker. I don't know. However long it takes to get through all the cards. Lost in the Jungle. Super premium. Also in a high bucket, but very good. Two Paladin hero powers for 1 mana. Very, very good. Hydrologist. I like this card quite a bit too. And it was quite good. Again, in a top bucket, so I want to say I didn't draft as much as maybe other people. But it's a good card. I'll have to go back and think about all the different Paladin secrets that will be in this rotation. But yeah. Hydrologist is pretty solid. Oh, this thing. It's one of those cards where, on the surface it's not that great, but if you play it with Steed or something, it's pretty dumb. But generally not good, but you want to respect it, because you don't want to get hit by it, right? Stegadon. So this is the reason, or one of the main reasons you want to kill Silverhand recruits in this expansion. Battlecry adapt your Silverhand recruits, and it's important to note they all get the same adaptation. It doesn't do like each one separately. Did you guys draft this card a lot? I don't think I did. But I also never fully embraced the dude synergy paladin. It always felt kind of like gimmicky to me. But not a lot, no. I did know. Yeah, it kind of depends on how you like to play paladin, I think. Yeah. Okay. You want to come hang for the... What? You want to come hang for the card review? Okay, careful. Just don't distract this stream, okay? They're supposed to be focusing on the review. Alright, Steed. Oh man, Steed and Tarim. Talk about like broken. Alright, she's already out of there. She just used me to get up on the table. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is one of those like max tilt cards for sure. So give a minion +2, +6, and taunt. And when it dies, summon a 2/6 with taunt. Yeah, one of the most tilting cards. Very, very strong. And it will be up against this card most of the time. I'll get to Tarim in a second. Which is also very strong. 7 mana, 4 attack, 3 charge weapon. After hero attack, summon 2/1/1 Silverhand recruits, which is a ton of stuff. So you'll often have to be picking between them. I normally want the first Steed. But then, like, I would take the second Cleaver over the second Steed, if that makes sense. But it just kind of depends on your deck. These are, like, the 2 super power cards, I would say, for Paladin. Tarim is... Is it still, like, the best legendary ever? It's one of the best. If it's not the, it's definitely one of them. The most tilting thing about Tarim is people will get it off of Stonehill Defender. And that just feels bad. Like... Stonehill Defender and Paladin is absolutely disgusting. And so, yeah. And you get an offering bonus for, or discover bonus for class cards. So, yeah. It's very difficult to play around, too. Just play around at forehead. Yeah, Dynasize is good, but it's oftentimes in the very expensive bucket. Like, I want to say it was up against, like, these cards, but maybe 1 bucket lower. It does mean that you have to respect the fact that if you're at like 10 or lower, you can just die to a 1/1. So, you have to fear Paladins having the board. Okay. Wow, so Paladin and Mage stuff, very, very strong. Hunter pretty strong. Priest time. Priest, oh boy. Oh, Priest. Okay, Binding Heal, pretty weak. Don't want to spend too much time on that. Oracle is great. Really, really good. Really fun card. 1 mana, 1/1, Death Rattle. Copy a card from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So it gives you some information about their deck. And 1/1s that give you a card are just quite good. So, Oracle's premium. Radiant Elemental, another premium card. It was in a very expensive bucket. Obviously, you play this with Shield. It'll be free. There's other combos. Another one I remember about this is generating Radiant Elemental and like Shaman. And then you can go infinite with Unstable Evolution. Or, like, the other way around. Like, somehow... Anyhow, this card and Sorcerer's Apprentice with Unstable Evolution are pretty, like, pretty dumb. It'll happen every now and then. Shadow Visions... I took it a decent amount. Did you guys too? There were decks where it was really made for Shadow Visions. Like, if you have AoE, single target removal, and then, like, value. So, like, Thoughtsteal, Mind Control, Nova. I like the card a lot. And with getting the new... So you have Scream back, and then also the new Plague of Death or whatever. I could see this card being quite good. Coin Radiant Elemental into 2x Arms. Oh, God, yeah. Hey, well, no, Arms will be gone, right? Arms is gone? No, Arms is gone. No more Arms. Glimmerroot. Another card. I don't know, a golden copy? Wow. Another card I like quite a bit. One thing to note about this card is the longer you wait to play it in the game, the more info you have about your opponent's deck. So, like, if you've already seen them play it, then it just gives you, you know... There can only be one right option, basically. So, sometimes you just play it on 3 because you don't have anything else to play and you kind of have to guess. But, yeah, very, very good card. Mirage Caller. I would say a little bit underrated because, you can hit things like Oracle. There's other pretty good Death Rattle card. Oh, also just with the Reborn, right? Oh god. Yeah, these like summon a 1/1 copy with the Reborn is gonna be pretty dumb. Hey, thanks so much, Lou Bob. Thank you for using your Twitch Prime here. Welcome to the Dreadnoughts. Thank you. But yeah, and not that expensive either as far as buckets. Tortolin was pretty good. Yeah, good. Maybe not premium, but good card. Oh, Lyra. Yeah, this card can pop off pretty easily. It can be like an infinite value generator. It's not good in every deck, but yeah, quite good card. Oh, Amber. Oh boy. So, are there going to be better or worse Amber targets in this meta? Like, have we had any really insane 8+ cards announced from like Uldum? Oh yeah, you can get the new one. Oh god, yeah. yeah. Do we have Statue coming back? Is that not in this expansion? Or not in this rotation? I was trying to remember. No? Okay, no Statue? Okay, but anyhow, this is a very good card. Like, it's rare that you'll low roll all 3 of them. So, yeah. Quite a good card. No, Frozen Throne. Okay. Good. F that card. Oh, gosh. Alright, all the priest ones? Was only playable with Statue, though? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say... I mean, it definitely was a big one to hit, but I wouldn't say it was only playable because of that. Alright. Oh, Hallucination. Chat, most of the time you shouldn't play Hallucination on 1, okay? Just giving you guys a little bit of knowledge, because you don't know what you're looking for. Alright? Everyone does it, but yeah. It's a flexible card, isn't a top bucket, but quite good. Garbage. Like, I would generate this card or sometimes be forced to take it. It's in a bad bucket, of course, but it's amazing how many cards you can play in a turn, look down, and just see how shitty your Biteweed is. You're like, wait, I played 3 cards? And it's only a 4/4? I played 3 cards on that turn. So, yeah, it's bad. Bad. I really like this card. I want to say, like, it was tough to pick, but I really like Razor Petal Lasher. So you get a 1 mana spell that does 1 damage, and, you know, it's just flexible. So, yeah, I like this card. Razor Petal Volley, I hate this card. Okay, maybe hate is a strong word, but it's pretty bad. Because you have to spend 4 mana for 2 damage, basically. So, yeah. In a bad bucket, but yeah. When does Arena change? When the expansion drops on the 6th. Oh, and Venom's back. That's right. Oh, man. Rogues are going to be back as, like, the removal overlords. They're going to still have the give a minion poisonous card, too. Holy moly. But, yeah, and Venom's good. You do have to be a little careful with how many you take of it, because you will run out of health fairly quickly. But quite good. Yeah, quite good. Mimic Pod, it's okay if you need some refill, but because you get 2 copies of the same card, I was never a huge fan of it. Because if you're digging for an answer, you really only get 1 shot at it. But if you need some refill, it's okay. Obsidian Shard. I never liked this card very much. You can get it down for pretty cheap, but what did you guys think of this card? I feel like it was one of those cards at the time where people had different opinions of like how good it was. I wasn't a big fan, but I think other people were pretty big on it. So, Skip Vile Spine, please. Yeah, I don't think it was that good, from what I remember. A decent, maybe. Yeah. It's pretty hard to res it, but sometimes you could. It's a legendary, you won't see it all that much. Yeah, so this is one of the like super high power level cards from Ungoro. And yeah, it's almost always the pick, at least the first one. So you get a 3/4 and you kill something. And the crazy thing about Vilespine too is Vilespine doesn't give a shit about untargetable. Like, that doesn't matter to it, you know? Like, can't be targeted by spells. Nah, it doesn't give a shit. Kills it too. So, very good. Very good. Alright. Moving on to Shaman. Air Elemental, eh. It's an okay 1-drop. Eh. Fire Plume, Harbinger, whatever. Never Picker. It's pretty terrible. Even if you have a lot of elementals, you don't go for this. It's pretty stupid. Primal Fin Totem. So this card is good in a certain type of Shaman deck. And it is in a pretty high tier bucket. But if you have the type of Shaman deck with things like Flame Tongue and stuff, it can be quite good. You have to be able to protect it, because if someone's able to just kill it with a 2-drop, then you're kind of, you know, screwed. But I didn't take it all that often, I think, because of the bucket it was in. Alright, don't have a golden copy of this one. Hot Spring Guardian is very average, I'd say. Like, again, the elemental tag helps it a little. I don't know. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I never thought this card was great. Like, I'd take it some, but the 2/4 stat line just feels bad most of the time. Good? You like this one? Like, average? Yeah. I don't know. I was never a huge fan of it. Spirit Echo. It's a way for Shaman to generate value. So it's not that bad, because Shaman does struggle a bit with this. And obviously you need to have the board for it, but it's not bad. Spirit Echo was the 7th bucket, was it? Yeah, I was trying to remember, because I didn't see it all that much, but that was probably just because it was in the bottom bucket. If it's like in the 7th bucket, then you pretty much take it every time. Tidal Surge. This card was pretty solid. Like, it was in a, you know, like an okay bucket, and deal 4 and heal 4. It was okay. Can't go face, sadly, but, yeah, it's a fine card. Alright, Volcano. Ugh. I hate this card, too. I don't know, man. I just don't like the big board swing cards. I've never been a fan of them. Like, good luck making your board have more than 15 health, but that's what you have to kind of try to do. Like, sometimes you won't even, like, clear minions, off of the Shaman's board, because you don't want to give them a chance to clear with Volcano, so. Puke. Stone Sentinel is one of the, I would say, weaker elemental value cards. Like, it's not unpickable, but you do need a lot to make it work, because it's really terrible if you don't hit the synergy, unlike some of the cards, but I remember generating this card, and then it was okay, if you generate off another elemental and stuff. Volcano plus the new Shaman Clear. What's the new Shaman Clear again? What did they give them? Earthquake? Was that it? Yeah. So basically, Shaman and Priest will have the really bullshit clears, at least it seems. Kalamos was great. Really good. So let's remember the effects. You can get, is it deal 3 to the board? Deal 3 to the board. I want to say it was 6 face. Heal. I don't remember how much it heals. Summon a board full of 1/1s. What were the other ones? Yeah, okay. 6 face damage, 12 heal. Okay. Yeah. Okay, 3 damage AoE. Yep. Okay. But yeah, great card. If you get elemental synergy with it, it's insane. Alright, on to Warlock. Dude, every time I look at Blood Bloom, I just think of dual class arena, like Blood Bloom into UI, Blood Bloom into Free from Amber, like forever. It's not very good in arena, but yeah, I just will never forget those moments. But not that great. Clutch Mother Zavas generally is a 2-mana 2/2, not very good. Corrupting Mist was it wasn't terrible. Like, I didn't draft it very often because I generally like to go for tempo styles. But every now and then someone would hit me with a really good mist and it would be, you know, it would be annoying. So awkward. Had its uses is a good way of thinking about it. Yeah, no, it isn't a bad bucket. Yep. Chittering Tunneler. 3-mana 3/3. Battlecry, discover a spell, deal damage to your hero equal to its cost. So obviously this card will be good with, again, that 4-drop. The 4-drop summon a 3-drop beast if you took damage. That's coming out in Uldum. It does give your opponent some information about how much damage you took, so they can kind of guess what spell it is, but it's okay. I want to say I took it some, but not like every time. And yeah, it works with Spellstone too. Yeah. Yep. No. Don't do it. This card's significant because of, like, Bane of Doom, but it's really, like, the effect is too bad most of the time. Ravenous Pterodax. Wiki, you want to come hang? Want to come hang out? This card was very underbucketed, wasn't it? I want to say that I took Pterodax almost every time. Because you were able to get some kind of token on the board for it. And double adapt, like, you can get like a 7/7. Right? Or a 4/7. Like, a 4/7 with Divine Shield. Like, there's a lot of good effects for it. Feeding Time. So Feeding Time is very much the... Feeding Time is very much the fair Implosion. Deals 3, summon 3 1/1s. It was okay. Like, fair. Like, I took a decent amount of time. It's a fine card. Wait, so for the lackeys, just so I don't forget this. Is it only going to be the new lackeys? Or will we still have the old lackeys in rotation for generating effects? I'm guessing you still keep the old ones, but... Do we have confirmation on that, just so I know for when I'm thinking about the cards? We still have the old lackeys? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Even though they were from another expansion, technically? Okay. Tarlurker was pretty good. Well, how good was it? Because this is also in, like, the time of Nesting Rock, right? Which we'll talk about later. But, I remember it being pretty solid. Like, all of the Tar cards are okay, but maybe this one isn't... Like, this one isn't quite as good as, like, the Warrior one or, like, Tar Lurker, but still okay. Nesting Row, yeah. So, Annihilator, you can do exclamation point upcoming sets to see which ones are coming. But yeah, pretty good. Obviously, Silence is bad for it, but... pretty terrible. It's just hard to pull off that synergy. Alright, on to Warrior. Just take a look at that card while I get some water. Here. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Wow. That's a card. They printed that. Yeah, so this is terrible. Whoops, sorry, I hit the mic. Ironhide's awful. Don't take it. Molten Blade is pretty good. Like, generally, if you had it in your hand for long enough, you get an okay hit. It's a fun card, too. Like, fine card. Oh, this is also, you can generate, like, I remember getting this as, like, a rogue, and then you get, like, some of the dumb weapons. But, yeah, it's a fine card. Cornered Sentry. This card is probably most significant in the fact that you can evolve into a 2/6 on 2. A 2/6 taunt. It's on its own, it's pretty bad. Explore. Oh, yeah, so the way this works is it destroys your whole deck, and it replaces it with 1-cost spells that just discover a card. So it becomes quite the meme-tastic game with this one. It honestly, in certain decks, it was okay, but yeah, it's not a premium or anything. Direhorn Hatchling, 5 mana, 3/6, taunt, death rattle, shuffle a 6/9. Nice. Direhorn with taunt in your deck. This card was pretty good. Like, I'm trying to think of how good... Like, it was in a... I want to say I took it most of the time in its bucket. Which means that we probably will be the same now. Because it's a Fin Creeper, but then you have... If you draw the 6/9 Direhorn also costs 5. So if you draw it, it's just insane. Alright, Sudden Genesis. I don't remember seeing it that much because it's in one of the garbage buckets. I made one deck work with this, I remember. But, yeah, generally it's bad. But, you know, if you have, like, a Whirlwind combo or something, you might be able to pull it off. Ornery Direhorn, quite good. I remember seeing a lot of this card. Generally, the adapt will mean that you get, you know, the big hits would be health. Divine Shield's pretty good. You know, most of the time, defensive stats, but this card's quite good. Oh man, Tarlord. So annoying to get through. Like a 5/11 taunt, like it's really good at stalling out games. And if I remember correctly, it was almost always the pick in Warrior. So, yep. King Mosh. Good, very good. It's one of the top bucket legendaries though, so you have to think about picking it, but it's good. It's kind of like the new spell that Warrior's getting, except you get a 9/7 body with it. Alright. Whoops. On to the neutrals. Some very strong neutrals in this expansion. Not the first one, though. This card is... My general advice would be to stay away from this card. Like, some classes, like Rogue, will be able to make it work, but generally, stay away from it. Costing 2 more is a huge deal, so. And it means that for, like, lackey generating stuff... Oh, I guess lackeys generate 2 drops, so you're kind of fine, but... For anything that generates, like, a random 1 drop, you have to be careful about, like, about playing your cards first, so you don't get hit by this thing coming out. What's up, Dat by Code? Hello, hello. Sorry if I missed any hellos or comments. I kind of want to focus to get through this, so we aren't here forever. The Reva, Emerald Reaver. I've got lethal with this a few times. It's fine. It gets a bit of a bonus in Warlock because it like triggers Spellstone, right? But yeah, it's a fine 1-drop. Got the Beast Tag. Oh baby, the Return of Firefly. It's a great 1-drop. One of the best ever. Opens up Elemental Synergy. Helps fill in your curve. The 1/2s are surprisingly annoying too. Just a very, very good card. Glacial Shard, also very, very good. Like, you can tempo it on 1 because the 2/1 isn't the worst, but a lot of times you'd save it because a freeze is, you know, is way better. Another super premium 1-drop. Alright, how many pirates are we going to have, guys? This is another card I hate. Not as much as Dragon Slayer, because there aren't as many pirates as dragons, but... I don't know. I just don't like minions that have good stats on their own, and then also a really dumb effect. So, will we have the 3/4's Amalgam here, or no? I don't think we have Amalgam, right? Not too many? Is Ticket Scalper back? Maybe, yeah, Ticket Scalper's probably back, right? That's Rostagon's Rumble, I want to say, or no? No? Oh, no, Amalgam's a negative, but yes on Scalper, yeah, okay. Anyhow, I remember this one being fairly pickable, too. Like, it was kind of just bucketed as a 2-drop, if I remember correctly. Ravasaur Runt, again, this one's in a pretty weak bucket, but it's okay. Like, I remember it wasn't that hard to get it to proc. And even at worst case, you play a 2-mana 2/2, so... I drafted this card quite a bit. Rock Pool Hunter. 2-mana 2/3, battle card, give a friendly Murloc +1/+1. If you draft a few of these, you can actually pop off with them. But again, it's fine, right? It's a River Croc, and it's got a positive effect. Potential positive effect. Most of the time, you're just playing a 2-mana 2/3. Oh, boy. I'm not gonna miss the fact that every time I play this card against a Priest, when I have another big minion on the board, I'm gonna be terrified. Like Shadow Madness just, like, ends your game. But anyhow, Gastropod's great. Really, really good. One of the best 2-drops ever printed, and, What I always would say is I just got snailed when it because you wouldn't think it, but this card killed like 6 and 7 drops quite often. So yeah, yep. Okay, Volatile Elemental. This card was a little awkward to use unless you're a mage. Like it definitely gets a bit of a bump in mage because you can ping it for direct damage, but or direct damage on a minion. But it was a little weird to use. What did you guys feel about Volatile? Do you think it should be a 3-drop? Oh, what, Snail? No, I mean, I think the 2-drop is probably right. It's just very, very strong. Because for a 3-drop, we have Basilisk, which is also insane. Hey, love Volatile? Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, let me change your mind, Lex. Yeah, for sure. A lot of things. Priest just loves the Gastropod. Yeah. It's in a pretty cheap bucket. So I think it was, like, always the pick against Mage. And then against other classes, or with other classes, it was like a maybe. Okay, Devilsaur Egg. So it's a card that gets a bump in things like Warlock, right? Because I think with Ravenous Pterodax and stuff, you could actually pull it off in Warlock a little bit, but generally bad, right? Like it was... I'm trying to think about with Lackeys, though. Would Lackeys make it a little bit better? Because you can get like a Rush Lackey on it. Rush and +1 attack, or... I still think it will be a bit slow, but... You give it Taunt or something, too? Like Taunt and Health, or that new Lackey? Still probably a bit slow. Hey, what's up, Blitz? Egg Napper. Great card. Like, great but fair, right? Like, not like the dumb level of Basilisk. Just, it was good. I drafted Egg Napper a lot. It's just a good card. Very and fair, I would say. Wasp, I'd rate it a little bit weaker than Gastropod, but it's still good. Stealth means it's like one of the things about Wasp is you need to know how much to greed with it, and that's a tough thing to know. But just think about that when you're playing this card. Like, how greedy should I be? Do I want to? Is this good enough? What AoE am I going into on the next turn? Because I've seen games won and lost based on how greedy someone was with this card. So Devil's Hope, I don't know yet. I have to kind of get through all the cards first before I can say. Ooze, and one of the weaker Ooze cards because it's understated, like it's a 3-mana 3/3, or it's like not good stats. So it still might be okay to pick because there are a lot of weapons in this expansion or in this arena meta. But yeah, one of the weaker of them. Oh god, that's a card I forgot. Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible bucket. You won't see it, but don't. Yeah, don't. No, don't do it. Okay. Igneous Elemental is very, I want to say underwhelming. I never liked this card, man. Like, certain classes, if you have elemental synergy, like maybe Shaman and Mage, you could like kind of make a argument for it, but I just think playing a 3-mana 2/3 is a little bit crap. Almost never works. Pterodax Hatchling was okay. Like, it's in a pickable bucket, and if you get like a 2/5, it's good. Like, playing a 3-mana mini-bot isn't the worst, so I think this card was okay. Like, you know, if you need to fill in your 3 slot. I don't really miss this guy. Yeah, so this guy's really strong. Certain classes, it's broken. Like, Paladin is just disgusting. But it's pretty good in every class. Rogue might be one where it's a bit worse because, like, rogue taunts are like, eh. But you can get this, and it can discover itself, so sometimes you'll hear, out of my jungle, out of my jungle, out of my jungle, and... yeah, very, very powerful. It is in a high bucket, but, oh, don't miss that card. Yeah, Bosspin. Like, this card with the warrior card, the 2/2. Yeah, so you could use this, and then discover the 2/2 that discovers another taunt minion. And then that thing can discover this, and it can go on and on. Yeah, that'll be fun. Alright, Tar Creeper. Just a great 3-drop. Will be one of the reasons that the meta will probably be a little bit slower, because if you end up having to just full trade this early on, it gets crazy value. What's up, John? Good day. But, yeah, great card. And you'll be seeing a lot of it. Thunder Lizard is pretty crappy. You need a lot of elemental synergy to justify it. Hopefully this one's gone, right? Like, there's no rumblings that Flappy Bird's coming back, right? He's dead. So the problem with Fledgling back in the day is that it can get Wind Fury. And so, if it gets Wind Fury, then it gets hit again, and then it adapts again, and then you kind of just lose. So, this was one of the cards they removed from Arena. Thankfully, I hated that card. Bright-Eyed Scout. This card was okay in the right deck. And even if it low-rolled, it wasn't that bad. Like, I thought it was an okay card. And I think in the bucket that it was in, I took it quite often. What do you guys think of Scout? Because, like, it can high roll and then you just, like, win. So, a little underrated. You would never pick the card? Really? I didn't mind this card. Because the thing is, like, people with this card, they tunnel it on when their backstab gets hit and it costs 5, right? Like, yeah, that sucks a little bit, but you should just think about it like, oh, that backstab was on the bottom of my deck, right? Yeah. Okay. Fireplume Phoenix. One of the, like, overlords of Arena. Like, just... It's great. It was the pick in its bucket a lot. Just very, very, very solid. And it's a card I think you wanna play around too. Like, if you can avoid putting something to 2 health going into turn 4, like, definitely do it. Great, but fair. Yeah, I don't think this card was, like, I would never say it felt broken, but very, very good. And the fact that it can go face too does matter quite a bit. Yep. Oh, there's the golden one, just to do it justice. Gentle Megasaur, generally a 4-mana 5/4, although there are some Murlocs in this like in Ungoro. So generally a 4-mana 5/4, which is fine. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about that one. Umbra, it's in a bucket. Like, if you hit 1 Death Rattle, it can be good, but it's very, very you know. Hey, what's up, Plagues? Wait, oh, did I? Wait, did it get started up again? I don't know. Did it? Like, our league has already got restarted? I haven't looked at that stuff, but I have to do it. And, sorry, John, I'm trying to focus on getting through this, so I'm not going to respond to all those memey things I normally do. Okay, Stegodon. Imagine just playing a Stegodon and not getting it from Steed. Can you guys imagine? Just playing this card? It's okay. Like, the fact that it's taunt means it's okay. It's like the Proud Defender in a way, except, you know, it doesn't have that big upside, but it's still okay if in a lot of situations to protect your board. Okay, the Vorax, maybe in Paladin, but rarely does much. No, it's not okay. I thought this card was okay. Fight me, chat. Sometimes you need a taunt to protect your 3/1 or something. I'm not saying it's good, but it's okay. Fight me. What's up, John? Don't fight me, John. Thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back. Thank you. Alright, Tolvir. 4-mana 3/5. Battlecry. If you played an Elemental last turn, gain Taunt and Divine Shield. This will proc quite often. Like, there are enough elementals where it will proc quite often, and even if it doesn't, a 4-mana 3/5 isn't the worst, so it's pretty good. Yeah, you don't want to fight me. Thanks for the reset, man. Hydra. Alright, so Hydra, chat, generally, this is one of those cards that, like, it's good, but people are afraid to draft it a lot of the time. It's quite good. There are some beats, like if it gets frozen and pinged a bunch, but... And there's obviously you play Hydra, your opponent happens to have Volcano, and you just lose. But it's overall good. Yeah, it's worse than Fel Reaver. Like, Fel Reaver, I would say, is similar kind of in the way people look at it. But it's worse. This card is worse than Fel Reaver, but it's still very good in aggressive decks. So... Overrated by streamers, underrated by normal players? Whoa, whoa. We're individuals, okay, Sasap? I'm not defined as just being a streamer. I'm an individual. Okay, Elise. Elise is very fun. The problem with Elise, though, is when I played Elise, I never drew my pack. When my opponents play Elise, the next card is the pack. One other fun thing with this is, like, Shadow Visions to pull the pack. It's pretty fun. How many cards is it? It's 6, chat? How many cards are in a normal Hearthstone pack? And the pack is insanely high value because Ngoro cards are really good. Is it 5? I don't know. Let's see how much I care about packs. Okay, so this gives you 5 cards? Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's very good. Very good. But... it's good, but I didn't pick it that much because it's up against some better legendaries, I would say. All right, Nesting Rock. One of the neutral overlords. Like, just a great card. Like, even if you don't get the taunt, a 5-mana 4/7 is great. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, like, I picked it... I'm trying to think about the bucket that Nesting Rock was in, but I think I picked it still almost every time. But, yeah. It's true, more. I don't know. But yeah, great card. Servant of Kalamos, I like this card because I like discovering elementals. It's much better in certain classes like Mage, Shaman, maybe Priest a little bit, but it's a good card. But you need support for it. It's not like this card, which is like a great card, right? Frozen Crusher. This card used to be my... I used to really have a sweet spot for this card. And I still think, like, because people don't realize the best way to play around it, it's still pretty good. So, I always liked Frozen Crusher. After you attack with it, you can also silence it, so you can attack again that turn. It does oftentimes get a free kill before it gets dealt with. Certain things are annoying for it, like little taunts, gastropods, etc. But I like this card a lot. I really did. Or really do. Hemet's an okay legendary. Generally, destroying your cards that are 3 or less is a good thing. If you're a mage and you destroy glyphs or something, that kind of sucks. But on average, this is a pretty good card. It dies to, like, a sneeze. Don't take this card. Blazecaller. Blazecaller, again, just like a lot of elemental cards, better in certain classes. I remember using it a lot in mage. Quite good in there. If you do get the effect or get the active, it's insane. Like, deal 5 and summon a 6/6 for 7 is great. So, yeah, Neo, exactly. Yeah, if you do have enough elemental support, it's better than Firelands. Yep. Threshodon. Threshodon was like the wannabe Violet Worm, right? Where it's good. I still like the card. I pick it a lot, but it is a little more prone to being ignored than a Violet Worm. But it's pretty good. And also they're Murlocs, so there's some Murloc synergy too. Stormwatcher. Oh man, when I look at this card and then I look at effing Fountain, I get angry. For 1 more mana, you get Lifesteal and Rush. Yeah. And this card was okay. Like, I would take it every now and then just for a threat. But, yeah, Sonic Boom is a pretty cool voice line. Anyhow. Yeah, it's okay. Not like great, but okay. Volcanosaur is very good, right? Like, at the time, it was quite good. But not an auto pick in its bucket, if I remember correctly. Like, how would you guys rate Volcanosaur? It's just good? You guys are such trolls. Never was an auto pick? Yeah, I think it was, like, oftentimes the pick, but not, like... But it wasn't an easy pick every time. Like, just an auto pick, yeah. Not that. Words and stuff. Charged Devilsaur. So, one thing to note about this card is it's just one thing, but if you get it from free from Amber, you can go face. Just don't forget that, because the battle cries can't attack heroes this turn. So, you can get this from Amber and go face for 7. It's good. Yeah, it's a good card. It's kind of similar to Dig Day, right? So, good card. Oh, yes, chat. Oh, who missed this card? Huh? How many of you missed this one? Not me. Stupid card. So the problem with Primordial Drake is it's kind of hard to play around. Like, if you get to that point in the game, to get ahead, you take, like, favorable trades. And, then all of your favorable trades get destroyed. Because a 4-8 taunt is kind of fine. So, this is pretty much an auto pick, especially if you're playing control class. Primalist. So what are the best classes for Primalist, chat? It used to be Druid was good because you could hit, like, UI, right? Wasn't that a thing? But Mage and Priest, I want to say, were pretty good. Any others that stand out? Yeah, Mage. Rogue for Assassinate. I think Rogue was okay, but not as good as the other two, I would say. Yeah. Wonder how good Primordial would be in a Dig Day meta. Well, we'll find out eventually. I'm sure they'll be back together. But yeah, not a good card, but yeah. Hey, Ars Play. I'm going through this review, so but soon I'll be able to talk to you guys a little more, okay? About random stuff. Giant Mastodon. Okay. Like, okay, I would say, is how I would rate this card. Right? Like, okay? I think okay is a good way to say it. It's fine. Generally bad. Too hard to make, like, to make a giant taunt. Monkasaur. Honestly, chat, I drafted Monkasaur a lot. I'm not sure if it was because at that time I catered to chat a little bit more. Or if I just really did kind of like him as a big dumb dude at the end of your deck. Don't take this the wrong way, Monkasaur, but it's not a good card. Like, Monkasaur is a pretty bad card, but if you just need a big thing at the end of your deck, you could take it. But for anyone who wants to win an arena and, you know, generally, Ultrasaur is not the pick, okay? Alright. Good talk. Good talk. Alright. What's next? Terrible card unfollowing. So we did Angora, we did Kobolds and Catacombs, so League of Explorers. Okay. League of Explorers. Wait, I don't remember this expansion. I feel like it's been a while. These cards look kind of foreign to me. Alright. So I want to say that League of Explorers was a little bit of a, let's start with do the same way we've done it before. I want to say this was was there just not that many cards, or was it just a lower power level? Because I can't remember that many cards from her. Or maybe it's just been so long. Like, this is one of the older expansions. Was this the third, Like, we had GVG was the first one. Was this the next, like, was this the adventure after that, or when was it? It feels like it's been a long time. There's a small adventure? Okay. Oh, BRM was after it. Okay, gotcha. All right, anyways, let's do it. I do remember these cards, but... So, Raven Idol. And these are going to be a little bit tougher because it has been a while since I played with them. But Raven Idol, from what I remember, was very good. So, you get a pick to discover a minion or a spell. I think most of the time, you discovered a spell, just because spells tend to be more powerful. But if you just needed something to drop, you could look for a minion. Yeah, I think it's really good. And I want to say it should still be really good, right? So, yeah. Mounted Raptor. Hey, thanks so much, Hoots. Thanks for gifting this sub over to Blitz Freeman. Welcome, Blitz Freeman. Have a meow. Meow. For Cookie. Okay, Mounted Raptor. This card was very good. I'm trying to think about how it will be now, though. A grunt for you two? You want a grunt too? There you go. Just for you, buddy. It's worse than Egg Napper, right? I think I would rather have... I think I would rather have 2 1/1s than a random 1-drop. Oh, but it's a 3-2 rather than a 3-1. What do you guys think? Is this or Egg Napper better? Maybe this... They're very similar, I would say, then, right? Because the extra health matters a lot. Because you can't just, like, dagger it. Yeah. Yeah, it's similar. Maybe this is a little better, but they're very close. It does have the beast tag, too. Yeah. Good card, though. Definitely good card. That's terrible, obviously. Both pairs of spell damage +2. What the hell's that? Moving on. Dart Trap. This was taken out of Arena for a while, wasn't it? After an opposing hero power is used, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Yeah, I think it should be back now too, but yeah, it's terrible. A random enemy, not even like a minion. It's yeah, it's bad. Explorer's Hat. Give a minion +1/+1 and Death Rattle. Add an Explorer's Hat to your hand. I remember doing things with this card. Like in Hunter, this is Hunter, right? Yeah. In Hunter, you oftentimes have that spare mana, so I think it's okay, right? Because it's not great, but it's like okay. Is that fair? Yeah. Not a fan. It is kind of slow. I mean, but it's gonna be in a... Well, actually, we don't know the bucket of these cards, right? Yeah, we don't know. We don't know where they're gonna bucket this stuff. So these are the ones that they haven't done before. So, yeah. Okay. Desert Camel. Battlecry. Put a 1-cost minion from each deck onto the battlefield. So, there is a chance if you play this, your opponent won't have a 1-drop. And that's like the, the best case scenario. I don't think it's very good. Like, you might have better 1-drops than them, but I from what I remember, this card wasn't very strong. Mage. Oh, here's the card I was thinking about earlier. Okay, anyhow. Forgotten Torch. Quite good. It was great at the time. It should still be pretty good. It can go face. And the Roaring Torch costs 3 mana, right? It's 3 mana, deal 6. If I remember correctly. Yeah, because the torch comes back, so I would assume it's the same cost. Yeah, quite a good card. Yep. This card rarely did anything. It's 4 mana, 4/4, and Did you remember this card doing much? I can't remember winning or losing games very often off of animated armor. Seems pretty meh. This is, so, Spaceman Spliff, this is, Adventure. So it's a little bit different. Back when Hearthstone had these adventures, it wasn't always an expansion. Chaos Poker. Okay, so, Ethereal Conjure, another great card. Like, really, really good. Because the 6 attack means it's actually relevant on turn 5. And, oh man, just wait till this is back with Conjurer's Calling. And people will, like, play it on turn 8. and then like conjure it, and you'll be like, ugh. Watch my video about how I want them to ban Conjurer's Calling. Ban that shit. Very good. Very, very strong. Well, it'll be interesting to see where they bucket it, but it's very good. Sacred Trial. After your opponent has at least 3 minions and plays another destroyed. Alright, so this card is not very good, but any of the secrets, you want to make note of them, right? So just when you're going through your checklist, if you don't use like the deck tracker to tell you. So yeah, if you have 3 minions, you should consider it. It's normally not Sacred Trial, from what I remember. Like, it wasn't drafted all that much, but just consider it. Ooh, boy. This guy. This gal, whatever, this card. Super high power level. Hopefully they know that and bucket it accordingly. They should. The thing about this card is generally what you use it for is to neutralize an effect. So your opponent might have a 6/6, you turn it into a 3/3, then get a free kill with your Yeti or whatever. But the thing about it is you can also use it on like your 1/1 to turn it into a 3/3. So it's very hard for this card not to be good on the turn it's played. No, I mean, it's not really an arena card, but I didn't talk about that one too much. Priest, Museum Curator. I like this card a lot. I would say that generally Death Rattle minions are... I'd have to think about how good they are going to be in this expansion, but generally Death Rattle minions are better than just a normal card. Like, obviously you can get Cairn. I remember getting Cairn from this. How good is the Death Rattle pool going to be? I'm assuming it'll be okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's a very good card. The memories, I know, I love going through these cards and remembering them. And it's one of the nice things about the changes in Arena where we get to have these cards come back. Yeah, Oracle, sure, yeah. Yep. It is slow, but it's a meta where I think it will be slow, so. No, you can't get like Tyrion, it'll only be your class cards. So another AoE. This is a very fair AoE, I would say. Little unique thing about this one is when after you play it, you shuffle it into your opponent's deck, which is kind of a weird interaction. But it's double-sided AoE, but still, for Priest, AoE is good. So hopefully it's in... It should still be bucketed fairly highly. Entomb. Man, oh yeah, Priest gets this card too? Oh, this is a very good card. Well, it was very good. How is it now? Like, I remember this card being quite good, but maybe... It's situational. Like, it will be great against Violet Worm, for example. But... Or like a high main or something. What do you guys think? It depends on the bucket, right? But... It's another Priest answer, so it should be good. Well, it's different classes, Boss Ben. So it's kind of hard to evaluate them. Yeah, good against any Death Rattle. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, these are good cards. Oh, we get Pit Snake back. Okay, so another card that Priest can use against you, but very, very annoying. It's a polarizing card because if you don't have a ping, it can be, you know, really annoying. So, you think so, Triceratops? You think it'll be better now? Yeah, it feels like it should be good, especially with all the other tools Priest has. Yeah, so, yeah, 1 mana, 2/1 poisonous. Unearthed Raptor, Battlecry. Choose a friendly minion, gain a copy of its Death Rattle. Very good. So, Spider Tank, 3 mana, 3/4 stats, and a pretty insane upside. So, very, very good. Tomb Pillager. This card was good. Like, it was quite good. Obviously, I picked it almost every time back then because there wasn't a bucket system. I still think it will be good. Right? Like, we're not going to have Shredder anymore. It should still be good. I was over bucket. No, I mean, it's never been bucketed, right? So, yeah, we don't know about this one. None of these cards have been. You picked this over Abyss? Yeah, I don't know if I do that. But I think about it. Alright. Tunnel Trog. Do you remember the pre... This card got nerfed, right? What did it used to do? Didn't it get nerfed? No, it never got nerfed? Really? Why do I feel like it was really annoying for a while and then it wasn't as big of a deal? Maybe it just rotated. Maybe that's what it was. Is Undertaker? Yeah, no, I know Undertaker. Yeah, it went to Wild. Anyhow, from what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Arena... Like, I don't remember... So, this used to be played with Totem Golem, right? And that was kind of like the disgusting combo, right? You play this and you play Totem Golem. But how many cards are we going to have? I guess Stormforged Axe is good, but... Like, I don't think this is going to be that much of a problem anymore. It used to be, but now... I'm not that worried about it. Crushing Hammer, that's like way down the line, right? Like, you're going to... That isn't all that relevant at that point, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that great in Arena. Rumbling Elemental. This card was... I would say slightly below average, but... not garbage. Would you guys agree? So after you play a Battlecry minion, deal 2 damage to a random enemy. And there are a lot of Battlecry minions in Arena. Lackeys are a Battlecry now? Yeah, that's true. So there might be a little bit more ways to trigger it. It'd be a lot better if it couldn't go face. Yeah, yeah. We'll see where they bucket it, but yeah, I don't remember it being very good. So this is like a really crappy Bloodlust. Not good. It's kind of like the Druid card, right? The one that they added, the +2/2 whatever, the wild one. Just a bit too expensive. Okay. Reliquary Seeker. Onto Warlock. If you have 6 other minions, gain +4/+4. 6 is a lot. That means you need a full board. Strangely, I remember this proccing, but that was probably just because it was like the horror story when it happened. But yeah, most of the time it's a 1-mana 1/1. Curse of Rafam. Garbage. Terrible. Give your opponent a curse card while they hold it, they take 2 damage on the turn. So normally what happened when you played this card, if you're playing it's a good opponent, is they just didn't care. Like, and then they drop it on turn 7 or 8 when they had free mana. So yeah, pretty bad card. And I think, like, sometimes people... I don't want to say it's a noob trap, but this card should have, like, never been picked. And I would see it every now and then. Ooh, Peddler. I see no reason why Peddler wouldn't still be insane. Right? Soulfire, Mortal Coil, Flame Imp. There's a lot of good 1-cost cards. So, yeah, this card's very, very, very good. Yep. Curse Blade. So double all damage dealt to your hero. This one's a bit sketchy. So you know how they always say, like, weapons are always good kind of thing? There are some exceptions. So this card and, like, the Wormall, the one that's around right now, the 4-mana 4/4, or the 4-attack weapon for warrior, whatever that one is, has a chance to miss. This card's also pretty bad, because the thing about it is it's hard to get rid of it. Like, you equip it and it might be good for 1 turn, but then you're stuck with it for 2 more turns and you keep taking a lot more damage. So it's pretty bad. Yep. Fierce Monkey. Very good. Very, very, very good. 3-mana 3/4 with Taunt. Also the Beast Tag. We should be seeing a lot of this from Warriors. Also, you know, it's a card that you can discover from Stonehill or whatever, too. So, very good card. Oh, we finally get Obsidian Destroyer back. So, Obsidian Destroyer was great. I would guess it's still pretty good. Like, 1-mana 1/1 taunts, or sorry, just free 1/1 taunts are annoying. It should still be good, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay, Murloc Tiny Fin. Very cute. But also very garbage. It's a wisp. It sucks. Sir Finley Murgletron. Really good in Warrior, because the hero power sucks. In other classes, it could be a downside, so it's kind of a weird card. I can't imagine picking it all that often. Huge Toad. This card's good. And where that ping goes matters a lot. I remember this being one of those where, like, that one damage, it's kind of like Flame Juggler, right? That one damage it matters. But quite a good 2-drop. Jeweled Scarab. Thing I'll say about this card is just the way the bucket system works, they don't rebucket neutrals for each class. And what that means is cards like this vary a lot depending on the class. So for like Paladin, it's really good because you can get Aldor, or you'll be able to get like the Ungoro 3-cost weapon. I forget the name of it now, but you'll be able to get that one. So, what would you guys say would be the best classes right now for it? Like based on the cards that are coming back and such. I would still think Paladin would be quite good. What else was it good with? Muster's gone. Muster won't be around for the next rotation. I think in a lot of classes it was kind of mediocre though. Like I don't remember picking it a lot. Yeah, Cockhammer's gone too. Yeah, Stonehill Defender. Yeah. Rogue and Venom. Well, I mean, but you need like multiple good cards. Okay for Druid. Yeah, Hunter with a Beast Tag. I could see it. Maybe Rogue. But I think Paladin was the one that stood out in the past. Oh yeah, Calling from this eventually? Oh great. Yeah. See? More reason why they need to ban Calling. Alright, Bran. Bran could be pretty good in Arena. I do remember losing games to it. It's obviously not something you want to tempo. I'm trying to think of how they're going to bucket this one. It shouldn't be like a top bucket legendary, but it should be like a good bucket. Yeah. Again, we have to see where it gets bucketed. Oh yeah, Bran with lackeys? Yeah, for sure. That definitely makes it better with the lackey stuff, yeah. Ooh, that's kind of scary. But it's a legendary, you won't see it that much. Ancient Shade. So it's a 4-mana 7/4. So chat must love this because, you know, goes face for 7. Shuffle an Ancient Curse into your deck that deals 7 damage to you when drawn. The problem with this card is 7 attack is a bit overkill. Like, you rarely need that much damage on turn 4. And although the 7 damage draw isn't that big of a deal, I would say it's one of those things where it's just not worth it. Like, if it was a 4/7, you know, but for 7, you know, for 7 attack, just kind of too much. Hunter disagrees. Okay. Oh god, Eerie Statue. Don't take it. Unless you get like some silent synergy. You might be like, oh, 4-mana 7/7. Well, just this little downside. This shit never attacks. Because even if you're the only one with minions on the board, you can only have this one on the board. So it's not the only minion on one battlefield, it's just in general. So it's terrible. It's really, really bad. Aww. She took your spot. Lee Starseeker. Okay, I don't remember how this one works, chat. Shuffle the map to the Golden Monkey into your deck. So you have to draw the map, right? And then you have to play the map. And then you have to draw the Golden Monkey. I'm trying to remember how this worked. The map is a shuffle a monkey, draw a card. Okay, yeah. Right. So it's very difficult to actually pull it off, right? Yeah, below average, yeah. Because the chances of it working are very, very low. It's a 3/5, but yeah. Okay. Gorilla Bot. Kind of like the art on this guy. Look at him. chilling with that banana. Chomping it down. Not that good from what I remember. Because you don't want to play a 4-mana 3/4. Do you guys, like, I don't remember seeing this card that much. It was just... So I don't know how good or bad it was, really. Yeah, and how many mechs are there going to be, right? Yeah. Yeah. Don't think it makes sense. Hey, thanks so much, New York Legend. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. We're doing a review here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, it would be better in the current meta, exactly. Tomb Spider was okay. So it is a little bit slow, but I think cards like this will be okay in the meta. Because, again, we're anticipating a slightly slower meta. So you basically pay a mana to discover a beast. That's okay. Overrated? I don't know if I'd say it's overrated. I didn't love the card at the time, but it's a value card. Anubisath Sentinel. 5 mana 4/4. Death Rattle will give a random friendly minion +3/+3. My experience is that this was bad. Right? Like, on average, it was bad. It could have uses if you're ahead, but I don't remember it being very good. Right? Can be good. Could be game-winning. Well, yeah. But I'd say on average, would you say this is... I would say this is a slightly below-average card. That would be my feeling from back when I played with it. Alright. Genie of Zephyrs. 5 mana 4/6. After you cast a spell on another friendly minion, cast a copy of it on this one. Yeah, so in certain classes it can be annoying. Like Priest could actually make it work pretty well with Power Word Shield. You need cheap spells. Maybe Paladin. One thing to keep in mind is, like, can you imagine playing this? Like, a Paladin plays this, and then you're like, oh god, don't have Steed. Don't have Steed. Don't have Steed, right? But, yeah. There's certain classes where you need to respect, is basically what I'm trying to say. Other classes, like against a mage, and then with Calling, when Conjurer's Calling comes back with it, oh, great. But yeah, in general, it's a 5 mana 4/6. Summoning Stone. Overall bad, but, I mean, overall it's bad. Certain classes are better with it, right? Another thing like with Mage or whatever, right? But, yeah, it's generally a bad card. We're gonna be rich. So Reno, I hope you guys don't judge me for this, but Reno was never a very good arena card. Because it's not worth gimping your deck for it. And even when if you heal to full, oftentimes you've lost the board, so you die anyways. So chat will always do the, well, what if he has Reno forehead? And generally Reno's just not that good in arena. Okay? Good talk. Speaking of not that good in arena. Speaking of, oh man, playing against Priest. So the problem with this card is it's too hard to kill it off. I remember it a lot. Like maybe with a swap effect with, I don't even know. Like you kind of need specific cards to make this work, because otherwise you just can't kill it. And then you're stuck with a 2/6 for 6 mana. Oh yeah, Primordial obviously is very annoying against it, sure. But it was pretty bad from what I remember. Fossilized Devilsaur. Like, it's an 8 mana 8/8 and doesn't always have taunt. Pretty bad. The Naga Sea Witch. 8 mana 5/5, your cards cost 5. Pretty much unplayable in arena, right? Did this ever do anything? I don't remember it ever doing anything. Oh, it used to cost 5? Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's right. They nerfed her for wild, right? Yeah. Okay. That's terrible. Arch Thief Rafam. 9 mana 7/8, battlecry, discover a powerful artifact. What I'll say is this card's normally too slow. It's not... Maybe in this meta it'll be okay, but I remember it being a little bit slow. Depends. So what are the options? Do you always get the same ones? Is it so you can fill your board with 3/3 mummies? What are the other ones? Fill your board with 3/3 mummies. There's a deal damage one, right? Yeah, there's plus 10/10. Yeah. 10 damage randomly split, plus 10/10, or the 3 mummies. Is that it? Just those 3? Okay. Yeah. So I think most of the time I was taking mummies from this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, maybe in this meta will be okay. All right. One left, right? Is it just Rosticon? Oops, I messed it up. Yeah, okay, so just Rosticon's Rumble, which we've done. We'll probably go through this one a little bit quicker, because this expansion isn't that old. Where is it? Oh, it's still standard, yeah, okay. Alright, probably go through this one a little bit faster. Okay, so the Rumble. Let's do it. Pounce, I remember it was fine, right? And you guys probably have most people have probably played with these cards, so you guys can get more opinion on this. I think Pounce, I didn't take all that often, but it's fine. It's kind of like Claw, right? Pretty similar to Claw. Okay, Typo card. The Spirit cards were generally terrible. Right? They barely saw any play in Arena. They were also in the bottom buckets, so as a result, you didn't see them that much. They weren't even offered that much. Savage Striker. From what I remember, this card is good, but it was in a very high bucket, correct? Like, it was... You did have to pay a premium to get it. So, deal damage to an enemy minion equal to your hero's attack. So, obviously, if you have, like, a combo with Pounce or something like that, then it can be really good. But, yeah, I think it's bucketed pretty highly. Wardrobe Lodi is quite good. I don't remember all of the different transforms. It's like a poisonous, a stealth, a rush, a taunt, I think. But it's a solid arena card. I don't remember taking it that much because I think it was up against pretty premium stuff. Mark of the Loa. This card was pretty good. Flexible. You either can play it for a buff or you can get 2 3/2s, which is fine. Again, it's in a top bucket though, so... But I think it was the pick a lot, right? In its bucket, I want to say. Garbage. We don't need to talk about that. It's garbage. It's still garbage in golden. Okay. Tree Speaker. Battlecry. Summon your treants, or transform your treants into 5/5 ancients. I don't know if I've ever seen this card played, to be honest. Like, I really don't know if I've ever seen this card played. So, moving on. Stampeding Roar. Summon a random beast from your hand and give it rush. It's terrible. Because you might not even have a beast in your hand. It might be a cheap beast, so... It's terrible. Gonk. Gonk was very rarely relevant in Arena. Like, I don't think it was the pick a lot of the time. And, yeah, not that good. Oh, God, this guy. Oh, this one was... There weren't a ton of cards in Rosticon where you're like, ugh, but this is one of them. Oh, I hate this card. Because if you can't kill it, like, immediately... So, this is the overkill mechanic, right?
Those cards might be terrible, but I'll never disenchant my sub for you.
Hey, thanks so much, Mocha Man. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thank you, appreciate it. People overhyped this one? Really? I hated this card. This with bees? Oh, yeah. That's a good point, the bees thing. Wait, is bees gonna kind of break some of these? That's a 10 mana combo, but that's really dumb, right? Because you'll get 3 5/5s? It doesn't work? Why wouldn't it work? I would assume it works. Yeah. Weird. Okay, Spring Paw. Very good. Alright, you guys remember this card. It's in a top bucket, but it's quite good. Yeah, Linecracker too. Yeah, no, I know. This is very... Like, I almost never saw the card, so I wouldn't talk about too much. Hatchet's very good. So Hunter is going to have Hatchet and Candle Shot. Which one's better? Candle Shot? A little bit, I would say. Probably. But they're both good. Yeah, and the new weapon. Yep, yep. Anyhow, they're both good. They're both very good. It's like very rarely seen. It's okay if you have the right cards, but in general, it's a bad card. Bloodscalp Strategist. 3 mana, 2/4 battle cry. If you have a weapon equipped, discover a spell. So there are going to be quite a few early game weapons for this. If it does proc, it's good. But the fact that it's a 2/4, again, I don't really like that stat line, so not a huge fan of it. Master's Call. Again, for Arena, like, it's probably just going to draw 1, right? Like, you're not going to get hit 3 beasts in Arena. That's just not going to happen, so it's pretty shitty. Pretty bad. Again, these spirit cards are they're just bad. Don't waste too much time on them. Baited Arrow is very good. So Hunter is going to have Baited Arrow and Flanking Strike, right? Yeah. Yeah, this card was great. Definitely in definitely in one of the top buckets, but I drafted a lot. Halazi the Lynx. Legendary, you won't see it very much, but it's okay. Like, it's good, but yeah. Zul'jin's not an Arena. It might be generated from effect as a rogue or something, but it's not an Arena. Okay. Elemental Evocation. Garbage. Daring Fire Eater. I gotta say, with Daring Fire Eater, I didn't draft it all that often. I think it's a good card, but I don't know. Did you guys draft it a lot? I felt like for whatever reason, maybe the cards it was up against I just thought were better, but I didn't pick it all that often. So yeah, not its bucket. It was okay. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's a good card, but it's all about the buckets. Honestly, one of the better, one of the better spirit cards, but you still very rarely see it. Ooh, this card. I actually miss this card. This card's great. So good stats, 3 mana, 3/4, and the upside is a lot of value. So one of the best 3-drops for the meta, definitely. Splitting Image. Okay, so Splitting Image is back. I gotta make a note in my brain of like which secrets I gotta worry about. So this means that hitting into a big dude, a big thick dude, could be a bad idea. Don't remember seeing it all that often, but yeah. Scorch. Don't remember it being all that relevant. But we do have more elementals, so maybe it'll be a bit better. All right, because of all the although, yeah, with all the Ungoro stuff, maybe it'll be a bit better. Yeah, potentially. Blast Wave. Oh, Blast Wave. So Blast Wave, this feels like it will be a good meta for Blast Wave. So it's basically it's a big value generator. Slash it, it can be just AOE to clear a board in a pinch. Good against things like Violet Worm, right? You can get a lot of value out of it. It means against a mage, it's a little scary to proc your worm. Yeah, Lackey Killer, yeah. It's quite good. Quite good. This card almost never did something. It gets into a crap bucket, but I still, don't... maybe a little better now, because, again, with Ungoro... but maybe with Ungoro, but, man, at the time, it almost never procced. Probably gets a bit better. Jana Lai was a little... It's an expensive bucket, and kind of hard to get it to trigger. Unless you have things like this guy. It's kind of hard to make work. I like this card. Hexlord Malacras. Battlecry. Add a copy of your opening hand to your hand. So it's a big value generator. You have to remember what you had in your hand if you're like digging for something later in the game, but yeah. It has a, you know, a pretty obvious purpose. All right, Paladonger. Bloodclaw. What did you guys think of Bloodclaw? I feel like I was never super impressed with it. Like, maybe I'd be using it to kill 1/1s or something. Didn't like it, meh. Good. Underrated average, yeah. I don't know, it just never... It never felt that great to me. Merps Paladin. Flash of Light, This card was... I don't remember playing with it that much. Do we have any healing synergy cards for Paladin that would make this a bit better now? I just don't remember drafting it that much. Either because it was in a bad bucket or I just like the other cards more. Yeah, 2 mana is too much for its effect, I agree. Yeah. Reborn heal, I don't know, is there something like that? Not sure. Okay, Immortal Prelate. 2 mana, 1/3. Death Row. Shuffle this into your deck. It keeps any enchantments. Ooh. So we're gonna have that with Steed. But they won't draw it, right? Like, they won't draw it against me. What's up, Pika? Like, they won't draw that against me, right? Rarely worked. Yeah, it's unlikely you'll draw it, but yes, it's a little monk S. High Priest Echo. It's a 3 mana 3/4 most of the time, which is fine, right? It's good. 3 mana 3/4s are solid. Timeout. Pretty bad in Arena. Golden Timeout, also bad in Arena. Spirit of the Tiger. Spirit of the Tiger was... I want to say it should be... It's still bad, right? But... Steed does make it a little bit scarier. Alright. Yeah, I would say it's still bad, but... Everything... I mean, Steed's is good with everything, so... Yeah. Still a bit slow, I agree. If you restore 10 health this game, gain +4/+4 in taunt. I don't know if anyone ever played this as an 8/8 against me. 10 health is a lot. Yeah, I don't know if it ever happened. So I don't think that's going to be a thing. It's a 4 mana 4/4. Frocky Battle Axe. I never got on the hype train for this card. Like, it's... I don't know. I just felt like it was a little... Not quite enough damage, and I never needed quite that many charges, so... Some people liked it. I don't know. I never took it in its bucket very... Like, I didn't take it much in its bucket. It's pretty good, too slow. Yeah, I just thought it was a little overbucketed, I guess. It's not terrible, but... Alright, a new challenger. This was good. This was quite good. I have to check the 6-cost minion pool, but I'm sure it's still pretty solid. You hit this on like a Cairn, or the fact that it gives it taunt means that even if you hit like a good death rattle one, they have to respect it. So quite good. I don't think the 5/12 will be around, right? That'll be rotating, so it won't be around with this in the meta. But yeah. Yeah, too hard to pull off an arena. Can discover a 6-cost reborn. It can discover any 6. I don't know what we have for 6-cost reborns, but yeah, if there is a card, yeah. What is that? It's not good. I don't even remember that card. Spirit of the Dead again. I don't really want to spend too much time with Spirit cards. This is not very good. This is good, but it is an expensive bucket. So it's almost as good as a Fireplume Phoenix on 4, except it's a 3/2. You can pull off some combo stuff with it, but from what I remember, I pass this card a lot because it's an expensive bucket. Seance. I drafted this card a decent amount because it's a value generator. You can use it on your minions or your opponent's minions. So, and the slower the meta is, the better a card like this is. So, I don't think it's... I think in the bucket that it was in, you'll be taking it a lot. Do I have a golden one of those? I do. Sand Drudge. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a 1/1 zombie with taunt. Alright, so this will work with that. I mean, it's very, very, you know, unlikely, but there's that 4-drop, right? That, like, copy the minion's health, the 2/7 or whatever. So, in theory, you could get, like, 1/7 taunts, but... yeah, good luck pulling that off. It was very meh, from what I remember. Like, it didn't do that much. No. Give all minions in your deck. No, don't do that. That's bad. Oh god, Mass Hysteria's back too? Oh, god, wait, really? Oh, god, playing its priest is gonna be actually awful. Oh my god. So, Mass Hysteria, Psychic Scream, and Plague of Death for Priest. Oh god, that's gonna be painful. Guys, have you heard of this game called TFT? You like buy chess pieces and then you use them to battle other people, and there's like an economy aspect of it. And okay, I'm just kidding. I hope I'm just kidding, but you never know. Okay, one Somdi the Dead. It's kind of it's a combo card, right? The idea is to use it with Spirit and construct it. It doesn't really suit play in Arena. Princess Talanji. Battlecry. Summon all minions from your hand that didn't start in your deck. Very rarely works. Again, don't want to spend too much time on it. Grave Horror. Was this relevant for Arena at all? You only need to cast a few spells for it. I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was all that relevant. Yeah, I don't remember it being played very much. Yeah. Serrated Tooth. So this is a card I was referencing the other day when I was just talking about cards where I'm like, I don't know, like with Rogue, I just don't like an extra 1 damage weapon, like paying a card for it. And it always felt like I kind of had to force the value out of it. What did you guys think of Serrated Tooth? Like, it grew on me a little bit at a certain point, but I never liked the card. What's up, Bike Cookie? How are you? Oh, that was today? Oh, really? Okay. These kind of blend together. Yeah. I didn't really like it that much. It's not really arena relevant. Stolen Steel.
2 years, Dreads.
2 years. Holy crap, Bike Cookie. Thanks for the 2 years of support. Really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you. What was this card, chat? It was like... it wasn't good, but I'd take it sometimes in its bucket, right? Like, just to have... like, it was in a crap... or it was in a below average bucket, so I think I took it some. Yeah. Raiding Party. Draw 2 pirates from your deck, combo, and a weapon. It's not really a arena card, right? I don't remember that doing much. Right? Yeah. Spirit of the Shark with Battlecry stuff. It's still too hard to make work, right? Like, even if you do hit some of the lackey stuff, Rogue's not gonna have Miscreant anyways. Yeah. Ooh, Walk the Plank is back. Damn, so Rogue is gonna have Walk the Plank, Vile Spine, and Envenom. Wow. Okay. Really good. Like, super premium card. This or Vile Spine? Vile Spine, right? Which probably means you'll, like, never see this card. Because if it's in the Vile Spine bucket, then people will just take Vile Spine over it. But, yeah. Grawl the Shark is very good. Even if you low roll it a bit, it's still good. So I took this legendary quite a bit. I don't think I've ever seen that played in Arena. Heightmon. Oh, I love this card. It isn't a good bucket, but I took it a lot. It's just fun. Battlecry minions tend to be pretty strong. It's not a terrible body. Yeah. Well, I'm a pretty big fan of Heightmon. Heightmon Fungalmancer? Yeah, that'll be fun. It was Heightmon Bone Mare at the time, right? Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Captain Hook Tusk, not really arena relevant. Okay, alright, before we can do Shaman, I'm gonna pee real quick. Bog Slosher. Okay. I'm back. Alright, let's do it, Shaman. Totemic Smash. Man, looking at this card, I feel like it should be really good, but I don't remember playing it very much. 2 damage, summon a basic totem. Why don't I remember playing this? Like, it should be good. Because 1 mana deal 2 is good. But I don't remember it being that good. Just didn't do enough? Was that it? Huh. Yeah, it seems like on paper it should be okay. Over bucketed? Maybe that's it. Maybe I was just an expensive bucket. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that never worked. Big Bad Voodoo. Big Bad Voodoo was pretty good. Like, for its bucket, I want to say. Give a friendly minion Death Rattle, summon a random minion that costs 1 more. I want to say it was okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I guess, for that card. What do you guys remember about Big Bad Voodoo? I don't think I saw it all that often. But it seems like it should be okay. Yeah. Alright card. Hold on, former champ. Yeah. Oh yeah, former champ will be back, right? Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Lickum. I think Lickum was pretty weak in Arena. I don't remember playing with it much. Again, like you just need too much overload to make it consistent, so I think this one was pretty bad. Yeah. Bog Slosher. Bog Slosher was okay. You use it on things like Stonehill Defender, right? Or you know, anything that can generate value. And even if you just use it on a totem, it's not the end of the world. So I think Bog Slosher was pretty solid. Yep. Haunting Visions. Again, you know, kind of almost a cop-out here, but I feel like this card was also, like, okay. Like, I don't think I drafted all that often, probably because of the bucket. There are some really bad Shaman spells, so... Like, the ideal situation is you discover and you already have a spell in your hand, because it's the next spell you cast. It doesn't have to be the one you discover, but... Yeah, I felt like it was a little bit underwhelming. Zintamo really pops off in Arena. So Kragwa? I did pull off Kragwa with Unstable Evolution quite a bit. So, you know, it gives you... Like, if you play it 5 times the turn before, you get 5 copies of Unstable Evolution. But yeah, I actually pulled off that combo quite often. I skipped one? Oh, Spirit? That's not really a card. I mean, it's a card, but it's not like a card, you know what I mean? Like, no one drafts that crap, you know? No, Double Zo, I did not. Reign of Toads was... Okay. Maybe good? I think okay. It wasn't that great, right? Yeah. The overload was a little bit too much, I want to say. Because it messed up your next turn. Yeah. Okay, Grim Rally. I didn't see it very often. Seems kind of eh. Like, you need to have combo, right? You need to have, like, tokens with it. Shriek? So, was Shriek around with Defile before? Because I feel like I pass Shriek a lot of the time, but it doesn't seem that bad. Like, cheap AoE and discarding the lowest cost card means you know what it's going to discard. Yeah, so I feel like I passed this card a lot back in the day because Defile is just so much better. But it seems okay. Spirit, yeah. Reckless Dire Troll. 3 mana, 2/6. Taunt Battlecry, discard your lowest cost card. Don't remember playing this card very often. I don't know. I think the stats aren't quite good enough to justify the discard. Like, how much better is a 2/6 than a 3/4? Right? Like, they trade evenly with each other. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this card was that pickable in its bucket. Not very good in Arena. Kind of irrelevant in Arena. Troll Sapper got some love from some streamers. I didn't play with it very much. If you're doing like a Zooey deck, then it gives you the ability to trade off your minions and still push face damage. But it's not a great card. Like it's situational. Some people liked it. I wasn't ever really a big fan of it. Oh god. This card's returning. I hate this card. Because generally, like, oftentimes it gets played for... So there's a couple things wrong with this card. First off, it was always under-bucketed. Like, it was never in the right bucket. So you would take it, like, every time. And you play it for maybe 3-4 mana a lot of the time. Yeah. Hopefully they adjusted a little bit, but this was an auto pick. Terrible. Terrible. Not worth talking about. Alright, Warrior. We're almost done. We have Warrior, and then we have just the neutrals, and then we're done. Devastate was pretty good. Like, it was... sometimes I'd pass it if I already had an Execute. Or Execute or two. But it was pretty solid. Right? And it was pickable in its bucket, I want to say. Oh, this is coming back. Yeah. Spirit of the Rhino is a weird card because, I think it's okay. Like, at the time that it was in play, there were a lot of rush minions. I'm not so sure in this meta. But it was in a bad bucket, so you almost never saw it anyways. But it was one of the better Spirit cards because it's cheap, too. Dragon Roar is great. Like, again, we'll have to think about what dragons are in, but there's enough good ones. You get Primordial, Scorcher. This card is... It enables you to play that control warrior style, right? So, yep. And fun, yeah, I like the card a lot. Overlord's Whip, the Gachi-S card. 3 mana, 2/4 after you play a minion and deal 1 damage to it. It's pretty bad. Like, you don't really want to damage your minion every turn. Yeah, it's in a bad bucket, so you can take it if you want, but it's generally pretty bad. Smolder Thorn Lancer. 3 mana, 3/2. Battlecry. If you hold a dragon, destroy a damaged enemy minion. I didn't get hit by this card all that often. Do you guys remember getting hit by this one a lot? Maybe it's because of the bucket it was in, but it... Like, I remember being really worried about it coming out, and then when it came out, I was like, I don't see it all that often, but it's obviously powerful. Warmaster Voon. Is it Voon? Is it Voon? Whatever. It's a legendary, and even if you have some Dragon Synergy, I don't know. I don't remember this card seeing much play. I do, One-Man Army, yeah. I'll post the whole thing to YouTube. Probably this weekend. So, if you missed any part of it or anything. Ember Scale Drake. If you're holding a dragon, gain 5 armor. I don't remember drafting this card that much, but it was generated a lot. And it's fine if it's generated. But I think it was maybe the bucket, but I don't remember playing, like, I don't remember picking this card that often. Did you guys? Maybe I'm misremembering and it was all over the place, but... It seemed like it was a card that was generated more than drafted. No, I cannot, Drizzle. No. I don't click the button. Yeah, mostly off of Dragon Roar, right? Yeah. Heavy metal. Terrible, but you can get memed. But it's terrible. What's up, J-Rock? Hello. Sulthraze. Sulthraze is very good. Is Sulthraze going to be the best warrior weapon in this, like, there hasn't been has there been a new warrior weapon announced that's really good? Oh, the 3-cost one. The 2-2, give a lackey. That card's very good, too. Just trying to think about what's going to be in the bucket with Sulthraze. Like, would you take Sulthraze or would you take that card? Lackeys are really powerful. But is 2 damage going to be enough? It's interesting. Like, what would you guys do? Would you take Sulthraze or that 3-cost weapon? I feel like I would take Sulthraze, but I'm not sure. Always Lackey. I just not take Warrior. I would take both. Okay, yeah. Nice cop-out answers. Akali the Rhino. Legendary card. 8 mana, 5/5. Rush, overkill, draw a rush minion from your deck. Give it +5/+5. It's good. Like, we have Warbear coming back, right? So, yeah, it's good. When the changes hit? On the 6th. Okay, on to neutrals, and then we done. Then we done. Gurubashi Chicken. I didn't even know that's a card. I mean, I did, but it's not worth mentioning. Kind of like that card. What the hell's that? Okay. Okay. Alright, this card, actually, I saw a decent amount. I thought this card was okay. Like, I didn't feel like I got punished all that often with it. Alright? But what did you guys think of the Taskmaster? I think I was higher on this card than some people, but I like this card. Okay at best, really? I would say it was better than okay for me, or at least in my mind. Liked it, it was fair. Yeah. Not bad. Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember being in a bucket where it was pickable. It's pretty mediocre. Booty Bay Bookie. This card's like very... From what I remember, it was very rarely worth a 2 mana 3/3 to give your opponent a coin. Like, this card's pretty bad. Because it dies to a 3/2 anyways, and giving your opponent a coin that early just doesn't make sense, right? Dreads Review Arena Fanatic. Oh god, is that card coming back? Talk about a never pick. Cheaty Ankle Biter. This card's good. So 2 mana 2/1, and the lifesteal, surprisingly, was relevant in some games. Where you could get to stick, and then it would actually heal you a bit. But quite a good card, and I picked it a lot in its bucket. Are we going to be drafting today? Yeah, after we finish reviewing these sets of cards, we're done. Then we'll do some drafting and plan. Dozing Marksman. 2 mana 0/4 is +4 attack while damaged. Bad. Really bad. Maybe in Mage you can ping it, but even there it's bad. Bad. Fire Tree Witch Doctor. 2 mana 2/2 Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, discover a spell. So there weren't that many dragons, I think. Well, we did have Scorcher, obviously, when this was around. Did this card get better or worse in this meta? I feel like there are more good dragons now. Alright. Should be good in like, Priest and Warrior, right? Yeah. I'm guessing there are a few more. Think it's okay? Yeah. Have this card? Wait, does it have to reveal this card? Or does it just like it? Scarab Egg. 2 mana 0/3. Death Rattle summon 3 1/1 Scarabs. Who was it that kept trying to talk me to take this card a lot? I think it was Fixable. I don't know. I never loved this card. You just need to have stuff to make it work, and I don't really like that in a 2-drop. So, I'm not a big fan of Scarab Egg. Serpent Ward. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Sharkfin Fan. 2 mana 2/2. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 pirate. I thought this card was going to be like really good in Rogue, but even in Rogue, it felt kind of weird. So obviously, in any class that can't attack, it's just terrible. But even in the class where I thought it was going to be good, it was kind of mediocre. So Shield Breaker. Wait, this card, like, it was in a really shit bucket, and it still did stuff sometimes. And now that you have Steed around, I could see Shield Breaker being surprisingly effective in the bucket that it's in. Like, I put out some stuff with it, so I would guess it even gets a little bit better in this meta. Soup Vendor is very bad. It's hard to pull that off. And 2 mana 1/4 is eh. Spell Zerker. So this is a card that it depends on what class you're playing against. Like in Mage, you got to be afraid of it, because this plus Arcane Explosion or whatever. Maybe in a Warrior or something, you don't really care that much, but it's a 2-drop with upside, so it's pretty good. Water Boy. He's crappy, and that's why he never made the team, and he was stuck being the damn Water Boy. He's pretty crappy. Moving on. Banana Buffoon. I didn't like Banana Buffoon that much. There were some streamers that were on Team Banana Buffoon. I wasn't one of them. I never thought this card was worth it. I wouldn't say garbage, but I never thought this card was... Like, almost never thought this card was a pick. So... But it's interesting. This is one of those cards that was kind of polarizing. You were super high on it. You'd say garbage. Garbage is for constructed. Yeah, I don't know. I get the idea of it's like you get these flexible cards, but I just felt like playing a 3-mana 2/2 was so bad. It might be a little bit better now because you might be able to get away with it, but yeah. Drakari Trickster. Oh, I remember this guy. Give a Battlecry. Give each player a copy of a random card from their opponent's deck. So it's a 3-mana 3/4, which is a good stat line. It's obviously a card that can be a little bit tilting, but it's still a 3-mana 3/4, so it's good, right? Like, it's a good card. I think it was fairly cheaply bucketed, but yeah. Mask Contender, 3-mana 2/4 battle card. If you control a secret, cast a secret from your deck. So this card's kind of irrelevant unless you have secrets. So Rogue will have secrets, of course Hunter, Paladin, Mage, but it's still kind of hard to make work. Tortoise. So I was definitely on Team Tortoise. And this is another card where some people liked it more than others. I think the more aggressive you like to play, the more you're going to like Tortoise. I was a pretty big fan of Tortoise. If the meta slows down a bit, it might not be as good. But I don't know. What did you guys think of Tortoise? You liked it? And it was in a pretty good bucket, too. Right? Like, it was pretty cheap, is what I'm saying. So, you miss Secret Mage? They're trying to make a return of it, Buko. Like, with some of the cards they printed. Oh, no, this card's coming back. Ah, God. It's another terrible card. It's just not, it shouldn't be an arena card. Anyhow, so the reason I hate this card is because it's got really good stats already, and then, like, why does it need to have this good of an upside? Like, even if you just drop it down to +1/+1, it would be a little bit less tilting. But anyhow, yeah, it's super strong. It's almost always the pick. Even if you don't have that many beasts, you just take it for the chance. Yeah, you hit Warbear on this. It's just painful. Hate that card. Garbage. Garbage. If you look up garbage in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Arena Fanatic. It's terrible. It's awful. Some people will try to talk you into saying there are certain decks. Oh, I'm a Warlock. I tap for cards, and then I have it. No. It's horrible. You're playing a 4-mana 2/3. It's garbage, garbage, garbage. Garbage. Okay, moving on. Arena Treasure Chest. 4-mana 0/4, death roll, draw 2 cards. That's even more garbage than Arena Fanatic, and that's saying something. So Grifta, Grifta's okay. I like the design of Grifta because it's a card where you need to recognize your position in the game. Because you have to decide, do I want to take a risk on, like, me getting a really good card and them getting a really bad one? How bad is it if they get the good one and I get the bad one? Generally with Grifta, you just want to take, like, 2 okay cards. But, yeah, I like Grifta, and it's a Yeti stat line, so it's pretty good. Scavenger. Scavenger's okay. Well, how would you guys rate Scavenger? Average? Like, gives you a little bit of armor oftentimes. You probably get one stack of 3 armor. Stealth is fine, right? Pickable in the bucket. Yeah, yeah. I agree. Almost never saw this card. It's a 4-mana 3/5. It's okay. But, yeah. I almost never saw it. I think because it's in a bad bucket. Murloc Tasty Fin is terrible. Thug? Thug was not that good. Right? Like, I think by the time the expansion, or by the time that meta had kind of gone through, Scavenger was better than Thug. Would you guys agree? I think so, like in most decks. Well, when the expansion was announced, I think people were kind of worried about the card, but yeah. Rumbletusk Shaker is very average. Like, it was... I might even say, like, I don't know, maybe... I don't know if I'd say below average, but very average card. It's okay. Ticket Scalper. So what's the final verdict on Ticket Scalper? We were all very worried about it. I still don't like the design because of, like, the difference in low rolling versus high rolling in a game. It's not the most broken card ever. It's not a bad card, but... like, it's above average, right? Good enough? It's easy if you're winning the board. Well, if you're winning the board, it's probably great. Red Walked Rant. I was really scared about this card, too. Not as scared as them. Like, they were... I remember... oh, yeah, they were, like, terrified of this card. I remember. Or just, like, hated it or something. Yeah, yeah. Like, I remember that now. But it's okay. Yeah. Oh, no. Not this thing. Ugh. I hate cards like this. Just AoE on a stick, man. Yeah. It's good. It's really good. Like, you took it almost every time. The only time you wouldn't take it, it's like the broken neutral thing, right? Like, right now we have Dalaran Crusader, Scribe, maybe you put, like, Kraken in there. For here, it will be like, you're going to take every Scorcher unless it's up against a Warbear, right? Like, that kind of thing. So, very, very strong. Also has Dragon Synergy. Former Champ. Good. Quite good. Like, just a very solid 5-drop. 1/1 and 5/5. Gets a little bit of a bump, obviously, with things like Unstable Evolution, or if Conjurus comes back with it, but it won't be in the next set. Good way to play around Mirror Entity, too. So, it's a good card. Oh, yeah, Volve Lackey. Yeah, of course. Yep. Unstable Evolution's coming back to Form Pot. Yep. Oh, no, that card's coming back? Oh, dude, I hate this card. And... like, I don't know, like, why do they even have to print this stupid thing? It's never used in Constructed. I think they printed it just to tilt me. It's targeted. They targeted me with this card. But honestly, this card's very stupid. Because, like, you just can't kill it. So it's very good in aggressive decks where, I mean, it's good in any deck, but in aggressive decks where you just keep hitting face with it, and they try to kill it, it's really frustrating. It's alright, this card? No, this card is really good. It's dumb. Dumb design for Arena. It's painful. But yeah, it's normally the pick. Oh, like trying to hit this with like 3 different minions and they miss. Oh, God. I skipped an OP card? It's not a card. Okay. Sightless Ranger. 5 mana, 3/4, rush, overkill, summon 2 1/1 bats. It was good. Alright, it was good. Like, not broken, but another, like, good, pickable neutral. Shell Fighter. I really like this card. Like, this card just... And it was quite pickable in its bucket. I would say even under-bucketed a little bit. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it, with, like, poisonous minions and stuff. Like, you put a Gastropod next to it, and then you get, like, you know, it takes the damage to the Gastropod. So, this is a really, really powerful card, like, with the right cards. This one didn't come up at your... Yeah, because I think, Saved by the Boom, I want to say it was, like, even in a bad bucket or something, but it's very good. Not all that relevant for Arena. Generally not good. Ugh. This card's stupid strong. Stupid strong. Yeah. Just very, very good. Like, the fact that you're able to rush in and get a kill on some priority target and then it sticks around, it's just you know, a very strong neutral. And in the bucket that it was in, you took it almost every time. Whoa, I didn't think it was trash tier. I may have undervalued this card a little bit, but I wouldn't say trash tier. Crowd Roaster. So this card, you almost never see it except when when Warriors generated from Dragon's Roar. And then it will be tilting. So if you're holding a dragon, deals 7 damage to an enemy minion. But yeah, it's hard to draft it, but in Warrior, when it pops up, that's annoying. So Linecracker. Linecracker is a big, dumb threat. Maybe because of the Bees card, it becomes even more of a big, dumb threat. But it was okay. Like, I didn't love the card. In a slower meta, it'll be a bit better, but it's okay. Look at in Golden. Look at how buff he is. Rabarancer. Damn. Every time I see this card, all I can think about is Conjurer's Calling now because they ran that constructor for a while. It's pretty underwhelming. Like, most of the time when my opponents played it, even if they played it for cheap, it was kind of like, eh. So, not a big fan. Undertaker, it's okay. Like, if you have a couple of Death Rattle minions, this card's fine. In its bucket, it's oftentimes a pick, I would say. Moshog Enforcer. So what was the verdict on this one, chat? It's okay in certain classes. Obviously, it has beats, but I didn't take it all that much because I like being a little more aggressive. Annoying to deal with. Yeah. No Mossy because this is a lot better. Oh yeah, Mossy Horror isn't around. Yeah. Kodo's still around, but... Right. I mean, the fear with Priest or Shadow Repain or Cabal Shadow Priest or whatever, but that didn't happen all that often, so I think it was okay. Yeah. Undasta. Undasta's quite good. Trying to think about how many beasts are. Obviously, there's Warbear. Yeah. It wasn't always the pick in its legendary bucket, but it's pretty good. All right. Oh, one more. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a meme card, but it's not very good. All right, so looking at the cards coming back, what classes look like they've got the best stuff? Mage seems to have a lot of good cards, shocking. Priest seems to have a lot of good cards coming back. I would say those are the two that kind of stand out for me just in my mind. I mean, there's obviously like good rogue cards always. Oh yeah, Vital Spine and stuff. Paladin, yeah, Paladin with yeah, Paladin with all of the steed and all of that. Yeah, I think Zulok is going to be back. I think I'll be able to give a better idea about that, or a better opinion about that once I review the new cards too. Because the new cards will shape the meta the most, because there will be an offering bonus. So we'll see those neutrals, just like we see, you know, Scribe and Dollar and Crusader all the time. That's what's going to be happening. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.